Hmm. Hmm. Ah. Hmm. Yes, the thing is still. Oh wait. Makes no sense. Huh. Okay. I'm supposed to talk today, but I don't know how to talk. It's really a problem, isn't it? If you're doing one of these streams, you are supposed to talk. So if you don't talk, it's probably not good, right? I don't know, man. I just felt like doing this at least once. It's weird that I've never done it, I guess. I just want to keep branching out into like doing more types of content, simply because like it's the kind of content that I like. Let me doodle something at the same time. Just like to have having my hands on something is something that helps me relax, I guess. So my doodles are never really any good. I think my cat wants to get into here now. Just some sort of flower, I guess. Oh, there's an ad. Well, I guess I'll hello, hey fellow you. Okay. Damn ads. I hope it's gone by now. Damn ads. But in any case, I guess, it's been a year. It's weird to think about all the things that have happened this year. I'm not even sure I'm the same person that I was back when I started this year and when I started VTubing. It's really been a whole lot of stuff going in my life, and I guess it just like keeps going, Now my cat just like won't leave me alone, because that's just the way she does it. Here, come here. One time that I can finally like just pet you like this, because you're always annoying me this way. You're scratching me, and you get up where you shouldn't be getting up just to get my attention. But it's good. It's good to have a cat. Cats are really like very healing animals, I guess. They just really change your mood. They're very soft, and they're like very, well, most of them at least, in my experience. I feel that if you like just get close to a cat, if you try to get close to a cat and like it's probably sounding really bad, but I'm like turning my head so I can actually look at her. But it's very easy to get close to a cat if you just take it easy with them and just gain their trust. That's really when you have to focus on, and after that it's just fine. My sister has 2 cats, and one of them really doesn't like people a lot anymore, but he still likes me because I was always easygoing with him. Never really trying to force anything with him. But in any case, what else? But yeah, I've changed so much this year. I mean, I guess my life hasn't really changed a lot. So, on the surface, maybe I look more or less the same when it comes to just like the macro of things. But otherwise, what, another fucking ad? What? Yes, 50. Yeah. Dude, Macro Blank is actually like super good. I love this music. I don't know how they do it. Yeah, I was doodling something. Let me just some. I don't even really know what I'm doodling. It's a really ugly flower, I guess. That's better. That's probably the best. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, I guess, you know, over this last year, what's going on with my OBS though? Huh? Oh, where are they? Two of these. The fuck? Don't capture this. There we go. That's weird. Ryan was crazy sometimes. In any case, sometimes, you know, I wonder if I'm even the same person as I was when it started all of this. I guess, you know, you have certain expectations that you start with, and then they are not really met because, like, you don't really know the extent of what you are really going to do and how things are going to go and what you have to do. There's no real way to prepare for being a streamer, I feel, or being a VTuber, or in general, like being a content creator. I guess there are things that you can do that will help you, but at the same time, it's just a matter of the fact that when it comes to this stuff, I don't think anybody really like knows what it is that makes everything work, right? What is that people like this stuff in the way they do, right? It's not something that everyone has like locked down or anything. It's really not a science. Everyone really like tries to I guess, you know, like we all like want to have like a recipe for success, but at the same time there's just the question of what success means. What does success mean for me or for other people or in general? I guess it's just money, right? In the end, it all comes down to like popularity, money, just general, like, yeah, basically that, numbers. But the problem is that numbers are like just numbers. They don't really like have any kind of substance to them. It's just sort of like kind of, how to put it, it's kind of a guide to what you want to do, the numbers and all of that stuff. Oh, In the end, though, it is necessary to care about that stuff. It's not that it's not, but you can't really like let it get to you too deeply, because it's a grind, really. It's you just have to keep going no matter the circumstances. That's the only possible solution to this kind of thing, right? You have to keep doing it even if you encounter problems. I'm still kind of like full from dinner, and kind of affected my voice, I guess. But otherwise, I guess, you know, that's something that I had to tackle with, you know, being the most popular person on the planet or anything. Still, I'm very grateful for the kind of things that I have. I don't really want to take anything for granted of the things that I do get, of the attention that people give me, of whatever people do for me. Like, I say that every time I like get art or something that is just it's not necessarily something I don't expect per se, but it's something I really like can't really process. It's something I'm like, this really, I don't it's hard for me to believe that someone would do it, I guess. It's hard for me to believe that someone will go out of their way to like do that for me. Nonetheless, I think that I've been very, very lucky for the people that I do have. I feel like the people that are around me these days, and as a content creator, the people I've quote unquote networked with, are pretty authentic and like pretty, I don't know, original, and really like doing what they like doing. Now, does that give me success? I suppose no. I mean, like, I've known people who are like, you know, like, I wanted, you know, you could follow this meta, you could do this, and you know, this will give you viewers, and I understand why you would do that, and I don't look down on that. That's the thing, right? It's not that I'm like, oh wow, you know, I can't believe that you would do that, but at the same time, I feel that it's the kind of thing where if you just rush to get a certain goal, like if I just rushed and did everything in my power to just simply get to partner, I would not do the things that I would really need in order to sustain myself on that level. Just making it, to me, doesn't really cut it, because you really need to be up to that level. Otherwise, what you get is just sort of consolation prize, right? It's like, what determines who is the best basketball player of all time? If you want the title, right, you have to constantly and regularly uphold that you are the best, and you have to prove that on different circumstances and for consistent output, right? It's not enough to just like have talent, or it's not enough to just like be smart enough to like trick the algorithm or whatever. But that's how it is, I guess, you know. In any case, like I said, I don't really blame people for wanting that, right? And for wanting to be like I've never really looked down on people who are like, oh, I want, you know, I want success. I want to, you know, like do this as a trade, right? I want to do this in a way in which, you know, I'm selling something that I'm doing, I'm creating content, I'm doing that. I'm never really being like, oh wow, how, like you're so fake, you're so hollow, whatever, right? Like that's not, I've never looked at things that way, because like I feel it's like perfectly fine for people to like just be honest about it. Like to me, it's preferable for people to just be honest about that kind of thing, because it's like there's really no shame in. I'm gonna move this a little to the side. Yeah, here's good. Right. There's no shame in simply saying, I want to do this. Hi Tsar, how are you doing? Hi. I'm doing all right. I'm just talking about like my experiences as a VTuber and like what I feel about like the things that I've done so far. I mean, I'm not really talking about the things that I've done, but just like my thoughts and stuff. Cause I don't know. I do think about like this kind of stuff a lot. I don't usually vocalize it because I don't really like being preachy and being like, you know, like, oh, people are this way. I think that's kind of rude, if you ask me. Or it's just like, oh yeah, I'm like I already know everything about the world. It's like, no, I don't. I mean, I'm wrong about things all the time. And it's a good thing that for people to admit it. And nowadays, especially in the kind of like internet world that we live in, where like, you know, you live and die by your hot takes, it's something that people really should like learn to just be like, yeah, you know, like I kind of spoke too fast, kind of just like talked out of my ass for a little bit. Shouldn't have said that. I think things would be a lot more comfortable for people if they were like that, but what do I know? In any case, how has your day been, Tsar? I hope you're having a good third heat, almost the year before the end of the year. I mean the the day before the end of the year. An interesting day, you know. I feel so. I used to hang out with a couple people in high school. Yeah, what do you mean? I used to hang out with a lot of people. No, that is a lot. That's a huge lie. Through VTubing, and I found one of them. Oh, that's a really cool experience. I mean, if you were friends with them, I suppose, right? It's like I really wasn't friends. I mean, I was friends, but it was like the shittiest kind of friendship. A decade later, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. But yeah. Yeah, that's how to put it. I hope that doesn't happen to me, I guess. I mean, I guess there's a couple people who are like cool, and we collab. That's awesome, actually. That's really cool. Who was it, by the way? If you can tell me, I guess. Maybe I already know who they are, but... Okay. Tell me later, that's fine, that's perfectly fine. They're on YouTube. Oh. Was it the thing that you were doing tonight? I was like, oh, that looks interesting, but I'm kind of sort of busy right now. I'm always partly, oh, that's really cool. That thing like really looked very interesting. I maybe should check it out later. I say that, but like it's always like, you know, like there's so many things that I just leave in the backlog. And it's not because I'm interested, it's because like my attention span is just kind of shit, and I can't organize my life at all, right? That's most of the problem, right? Like I recently like cleaned up my room, and it was like, it's been a mess for like at least 2 weeks, maybe at least 1 full week, and a couple more days, right? Maybe like 12 days. It was just like I kept looking at it, and I'm like, I should like take that pile of clothes and like actually put them somewhere where they should be, and then I would like go and do something else. And that's the problem that I have with a lot of things, right? For example, like my stream right now could have much better, like could be a lot better. That's a good segue. Let's do a new, yeah, it's the same. Oh wow, green, no. Let's do a new thing, because like I wanted to talk about like my goals for next year, and it's like there are a good amount of things that I want to do, and some of them are small and some of them are big, right? Or I would say that rather a good amount of them are kind of small, and that's another thing that I've really have been talking with my counselor a lot, where she's like, you're always focusing on, no, give me Comic Sans, because Comic Sans is the best font. Comic Sans, there. You're always focusing on the most difficult things that you could imagine yourself doing, instead of just like doing smaller things that are going to help you, right? That you know are going to be good for you, you know, like. And it's just a matter that I have this mentality where I feel like I should always have a lot of effort behind the things that I do, right? And it's like, it's very, very backwards, where I feel that I have to like always, you know, like do the hardest thing possible, no matter what it is that I'm doing. And that's not always the harder thing isn't the thing that's going to give you the best results, right? Just because something is easy and it gives you a lot of results, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily something bad, right? I guess that's just, I don't know, that's just something that I need to get over. Or it's just like, I feel that I really need to make up for a lot of things in my life. And yeah, it's not even really like a lot of things in my life, you know. It's like, it's not like I've committed any crimes or anything, but due to my, like, things like my upbringing, I really have the idea that like I really have like this debt to pay to everyone around me and the whole world, and it's really not healthy. It's not a healthy way to like look at yourself and like look at your interactions with people, and it's something that I really like want to change. That's another thing that I've really like thought about over this past year, where it's just I've just come to the realization that most of the relationships that I have been shaped by, either my own or like of the people that are close to me, are really like very toxic relationships. And they're the kind of relationships where both people will remain like very shitty people together, and they will be together so that they can remain shitty people, right? So that they can not like overcome their own issues and their own flaws, which are the things that really are the problem, right? And there's it's the kind of relationships where free roll ads are on. Okay, sure, fuck you, Twitch. But really, it's the kind of relationship where it's like, oh, I'll accept you being shitty so that you will also accept me being shitty. That way, neither of us has to change. But at the same time, it's not something, like it's not the way to be happy with somebody, right? It's not the way that relationships should be. Like, it should be something where it's mutual benefit. But if you don't really like have lots of examples of that in your life, it's like it's kind of impossible to really get out of that. I mean, it's not necessarily impossible, but it's very, very hard to just be like, oh yeah, you can actually do that, especially if it feels like that's everything you've known your entire life. But I want to have that, like in general. I want to have healthy relationships instead of unhealthy relationships. So yeah, that's about it. I kind of sort of like lost my train of thought. I do think I had a list of things that I wanted to do or that I needed to do. So let's see if I actually do have it on my cell phone. Okay, yeah, here it is. So yeah. So yeah, first thing off is karaoke. This is something that I like talked about a while back. Well, I didn't really talk about it, but like I made a Twitter post and I was like, if I can get to 100 followers, I want to do a karaoke so that I can celebrate that, because I think that's I'm not like the kind of person who's like, I have to make milestones for everything, right? Where it's just like, oh, I've reached 50 followers. Wow, that's amazing, right? I mean, yeah, like it's good. Like, I'm not saying it isn't, but like I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm at 50 followers, 100 followers, 150 followers, wow, 200, 220, 220, 240, like every single time. Because I guess, it's just, I don't want to like turn that into content in itself, right? Because like I get hype, I understand what, you know, the hype of like, oh wow, like this person is like becoming so popular, everyone is watching it, that's amazing, look at them, whatever, whatever. But at the same time, if it's just hype, it can be something really, really dangerous and can lead to problems for that person and for other people, and problems by proxy, right? I think that what happened with Holo Yen is probably the best example when it comes to like the medium of VTubers, where you have like this group of people who just like blow up overnight in the VTuber English scene, and it's like, wow, it's like nothing, it's like there was nothing before that, right? Like it's just like, oh, like the whole Livian invented VTubing, right? Or something, right? Like it was like the kind of like popularity was unprecedented in general, not just for like English speaking VTubers, right? And it's something that like, because like those people were popular at that time, and to that degree they started overnight because HoloGP was such a big thing. Yeah, like I mean, there was just like, there were people before, but also it's just a matter that what I was saying was that like, because those people became that popular, everyone was just like, well, we're gonna do the same thing, right? It's good, like that's how you do it, right? That's the way to do it, right? And that goes for milestones too, like where it's just like, or like doing anything that a VTuber does, you know, it's something like kind of nebulous when you think about it, you know. I didn't start VTubing this year in a certain way, right? Because I was like preparing in like various other ways. When I'm saying that I was doing karaoke, I actually like started practicing to like do karaoke as a VTuber at least 2 years ago, you know. And it's a thing where it's just like, why am I starting with that instead of just streaming, right? And I mean, like I could have started streaming before, right? But like, it's just this idea that like a VTuber has to be someone who sings, someone who like plays video games, someone who does this, and just everything that other people, the popular people do, right? And I don't think idol culture is fucked up, to be honest. You know, like I don't like really like the term idol culture. Not because like I'm like, oh wow, you know, like idol league, it's the best thing ever or whatever. Like I don't really care about idols too much. Like I think that sure, like they're a thing, whatever. But like people just like sort of throw this idea of idol culture, and it's like, it doesn't really matter whether it's idol culture or not. First of all, I don't really think that like anyone from the West really like has idol culture, because it's just like no one here like really I mean, some people are obviously, because like some people are into idols in the same way they are into anything Japanese or like any other like kind of like foreign thing, right? But no one like, it's a whole thing, right? Like it's like idols didn't start being a thing 5 years ago, right? They've been a thing since the 70s, right? Like, or the 80s. Like it's almost half a century where like that kind of thing has existed with like City Pop. It's not exactly the same, but I guess, yeah, maybe. I'm not really sure 100%, but like it's like it's like being an anime fan in the West versus being an anime fan in Japan. Where it's like, sure, I mean, I guess I'm not saying that you're less legitimate because you're not Japanese or anything. That's just silly, right? Like, I'm not saying that you can't enjoy anime, but like, you're just not going to do it the same way. Because like you speak a language where the word anime refers to Japanese cartoons instead of literally all of animation, right? And that's another thing where it's just like, oh, it's Japanese, so like it's completely different. It's like, yeah, but also no, right? Because like Japan isn't like some sort of I mean, it is an island, but like it's not like completely separated from the rest of the world, right? So like, yeah, like you can talk about idol culture, but like a lot of idol culture really just like springs from the music industry in Japan, especially, right? Or the entertainment industry in Japan in general, right? I was talking to some friends. It's like I've been playing fighting games recently, right? And one of these friends was also like like getting into Street Fighter, and they were talking about how like one of the reasons why Street Fighter 6 was as successful as it was because somehow, hi Flames, how are you doing? One of the reasons why Street Fighter 6 got as successful as it did was because Capcom managed to get a lot of people in Hololive to play the game, right? And ironically, like they played like the whole single player mode game, right, and whatever. And that's another idea. It's like, you know, and people, and they were like, you know, that's kind of crazy that they managed to do that with the single player mode, but also that Hololive has like that kind of power. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there and I never actually got the word, and I kind of like wanted to like say that, but like it's like, no, but like that's what they're supposed to do. Like that's what idols do. Like idols aren't like don't buy like the whole idea of this like, oh, idols are like, you know, like parasocial, what have you. No, like they're like there to like promote things, and they're there to like sell records, and they're there to like appear on TV shows if they can do that. They're like they're there to promote stuff, right? That's what they do, right? They're part of the entertainment industry. They're not some sort of religion, right? They're intended to like like that's the point. And like that sort of like intersects with V2verse pretty well, I suppose. But at the same time, it doesn't, you know, like you people like just like look at the results of idol culture or whatever and aren't really looking at like the causes and the things that actually make things work this way, right? Because it's like, if you think about it, like people like talk about being parasocial and parasocial relationships and what have you, and like blah 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 blah, right? But like, if you think about it, like originally that was an idea, a term that came out from talking about musicians, I think, right? And if you look at musicians, right, you like that's certainly the kind of vibe that you get, you know, like young boy bands that like have tons of groupies and that kind of thing, you know, where it's just like you're totally in love with this musician, but in reality, you know, they don't really know you. And it isn't always that type of relationship, right? Because like, and it's never really only that, right? Because at the same time, you know, like there's like, you can be a fan of a band and like live that basically as your lifestyle, right? Like that's a weird thing some people do, right? They're very like they fashion themselves after like being fans of certain bands. Maybe nowadays that's not something that like is as common, but it used to be pretty common, right? But but if you think about it, like just don't think about like the people watching, right? And think about just, like the actual producers, like the creators making things, and what it is that they get out of this type of social contract, right? Because it's like, oh yeah, like because like you could look at like the, you know, you can believe that, you know, like every single VTuber fan is somebody out of Perfect Blue, right? The film by Satoshi Kon, right? Where it's just like, oh, they're this creepy obsessive stalker, you know, which is just like crazy. They're gonna stab this girl someday, you know. It's just really horrible. They're ugly. They can't get laid, right? You know, they're an insult, you know, and what have you, all the things associated. But at the same time, it's like, okay, but like what does like a musical band get out of having fans that will die for them? Why does every like VTuber want to be that successful, right? And of course, like people will be like, yeah, you know, like I don't really like want like that to happen to me, you know. It's just like, okay, yeah, but like everybody like loves to be told that they're liked, right? Everybody like likes like people who like them and likes having people who like them, right? That's just how people work. Like, I mean, if you do the things you do, you like, you're not going to be like, oh wow, you know, I don't want people to like what I do, right? Especially if you're like a content creator, like that's something that you want. Of course, like maybe you don't want the hugest success in the world, and you don't want to like actually like start a cult, but you do want to be successful, right? You would like to make a life, maybe not, but like many people would would like to make a life out of doing that kind of thing. Maybe they don't actually know what it is that they are getting into. Hi Gunpei, how are you doing? What's up? But if you think about it, like from an artist's point of view, it's goal stream. Yeah, I'm probably like gonna get to the goal sometimes, you know. That's don't worry, you will get your goals. I know you will. Okay, you just and I will get my goals too if I do manage to remember what they are. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that, but but yeah, I forgot to actually like get myself water, especially because I'm only talking, right? But as I was saying, if you think about like the artist, when you're a musician, for example, you put out an album, let's say maybe once a year, maybe twice a year. And sure, like I mean, nowadays the radio doesn't exist, right? But like we're talking about like when the term parasocial was first coined, right? You put out an album maybe once a year, 2 years, 3 years. In that time, you don't really like put things out. I mean, maybe you put out singles, maybe you put out music videos, maybe you like go on concerts, but you don't put out new content, right? You don't put out new things. You might make money out of singles, out of doing concerts, out of like showing up on shows, things like that. But again, like as a content creator, as an artist, people go to you to get new stuff, right? And of course, like a record can, like, if it's good, it can last you an entire lifetime, right? But at the same time, you know, there's a stream of things that you don't have in any other type of profession. You are constantly doing work, right? If you go to the office, you show up at the office, you show up every day, you're doing work, you get paid. You do the same thing next day, you get paid next month, and so on and on and on and on, right? If you're an artist, that's not regular, right? So if you think about it that way, you know, a parasocial relationship is something really, really good for an artist and for a content creator, because you don't really have to do the impossible, because as an artist, you don't really have control over like when inspiration is going to come, especially if you're like in a band or part of a group. You know, it's very mysterious. It's hard to control. You aren't always up to it. That's just how it is. Oh, this mixtape is over. No, I didn't want to look at you. I wanted more micro blank. Where is it? No, that's just repeating. Dang. Okay. No matter what I put. Yeah. But you know, you kind of sort of want to have that if you're an artist, because like you're always on people's minds, right? And obviously, by saying that, I'm not saying that like artists are sort of like these like evil things where it's just like, oh, you want to brainwash people. No, not at all. Of course not. But you know, you start having merch. You start signing autographs. Attention is currency. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Right. You start like trying to show up. You start trying to, you know, like have people who are like constantly talking about you. A blog is started. Do blogs even exist anymore? I don't know, but like that's the general idea, you know. And it's like, if you're just like going to like look at the end result of like the one crazy dude that, you know, watches all of that one idol's I got a friend like that, was just like totally obsessed, and he's like with a real idol, and like he always like makes jokes about it, you know. But like if you like just look at like the end product of that, you're really not looking at the whole picture, right? Because it's like, it's not like, it isn't an equal relationship. And if you just like, it's very uneven. If you like actually like just sort of like put things in order, it's like the lonely crazy fan is not really getting a lot out of it, at least like in comparison to like the corporation or like even the artist, where it's just like you're just some dude like in a million, like who's a very crazy fan of this person, right? And there's probably like hundreds of people like you, and like you're not all that important by yourself. Your individuality is not really that important. You're not like, all the time that you spend obsessed with a person is not really productive to yourself or to other people. But you know, like someone, you know, meanwhile the other person is, you know, like flying around the world. I mean, maybe not if you're Japanese, right? But like, you know, it's like, I mean, if that's the goal for VTubers, if that's the goal for artists, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, maybe I'm just like putting it on like very, very dark terms, and I'm not saying that it can only be that, but I would like to have the kind of system I don't know if to call it a system, but the kind of, you know, way to go about things where everyone is really like benefiting, and everyone is really, really happy, and it's really good, and it's really good for everyone, right? And if that kind of thing happens, it's like we aren't just like, oh yeah, everyone in this fandom is just a crazy person, right? All of those idol fans are so bad. Yeah, that's sort of like the general idea of what I think about like this stuff, because it's like there's just so much being thrown around, and like often it's just like there's no consideration put on like the people who are actually like living these things, right? And it's hard, right? Like it's really it can be really hard for people. Like it's not a healthy place to be in if you're like that. But yeah, speaking of karaoke, I already like sort of fucked up everything. It's gonna be like the goals karaoke. Okay, as I was saying, I was promising, I promised to do this a while back, and it's something that I really like sort of stress over. And I don't know, I think that like finding the right set list is probably like one of the hardest things for me, because like there are like so many things, like there's so many songs that I really like and that I really want to sing, but like many of them are probably way out of my league, right? It's just the kind of thing that I don't know if I can sing it. I also like need to like check my mic and like get my mic ready and like actually like give a shit about that, which is another issue, right? Like it's just I always like put things in the backlog, and I'm like, oh, I should check that. I should really look at my mic and my filters, and like look at how to truly master the Blue Yeti mic. But I do want to sing. I feel that singing is like one of a really cool thing that I want to do, and I do feel that I'm like decent at singing. Hi Dougals. Hi. What is that? A clear? Yeah, that's a clear emote, right? Yeah, it's a pretty nice emote. But yeah, I was basically talking about like the entertainment industry and VTubers and the whole like idol culture and parasocial stuff. But now I'm progressing into my goals for the next year. The kind of thing that I want to do. But yeah, I was talking about karaoke. But yeah, there's a lot of songs that I would like to sing. That's true. You know, they range from just like songs in Japanese. That's one of the reasons why I sort of kind of started half studying. I mean, at the start I was like studying somewhat hard, but like as time went by, I just like, I stopped doing that. But then now I just like have the Yankee cards every day, no matter how much it hurts. But when it comes to like actually singing, it's actually really, really useful to understand, not necessarily how, not necessarily like being able to understand everything about the language, because like that's just, you know, unrealistic from where I am, but like understanding the grammar and understanding, I mean, obviously like the phonology, that's incredibly useful, right? It's very, very useful to actually like, if you want to be a singer, it's very useful to get into phonetics and to try to understand how it is that sounds are articulated. I mean, I'm not the best myself at that. Like, there are many things that I ignore, and I myself am constantly actually like hurting myself because like I tend to sing with my throat, and that like really leaves my throat really, really tired, which is not healthy. That is not good. That's not something that you should do, but I still do it because I'm stupid. But it's still really, really, really useful to understand phonetics. It's something that, for example, opera singers really need to understand, because when you're like singing at such high levels, and especially when you're like singing, you're using your voice to that degree, and you're maybe even singing in things like Latin or like another language that you don't understand. It's really useful to just look at the anatomy and the science behind things so that you can be really, really precise, right? Speaking of that, I think that like the next point was that I wanted to do more satsu dance, right? And this is something that I'm already doing. Crazy, isn't it? No, don't, not everything. Press it before, after, I mean. And like, believe it or not, I do have ideas for Zatsu dance and streams that would be like Zatsu dance, right? I would like to at some point like talk about linguistics. I think that that's a really interesting topic that I know. I mean, I'm not a linguist, but I've had that as a hobby for a while, and being that it is a hobby, there are many like things that I just don't really know, but it's still something that, you know, like that I like talking about, and I like talking to people about, right? Kampai was like here chatting a second ago, and she was also talking about like singing in Japanese and all of that stuff, and I actually like told her over Twitter, I don't know if she's still there, that yeah, you're Yampai, that's correct, but like I actually like told you over Twitter that if you wanted, you know, like I could like just explain some of the things and like how to actually just pronounce Japanese, because it's like something that you've said that you've like taken like Japanese courses and everything, and I mean I don't know how good or bad your courses were, but it's like there are many things. Okay, do it on your stream so I can be mega parasocial. Okay, but like that's actually something that like I was telling you, you know, like I would like totally totally do that with you there. It will like I tell you, you know, like you're kind of mispronouncing that. You like have to put your tongue over here, and you have to like sort of do this thing with your throat and do this thing with your nose, you know. And because it's not goggling voice liquids talking. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But like it's very interesting because like Japanese is actually the kind of language that it's not that complicated, honestly. It's just that many things just aren't things that people deal with. For example, Japanese has what's called a tonal accent, and that means that words have some sort of accent to them that's determined by tone, and most people never really learn about that, when in reality is not that complicated. And I bet that most people will be able to tell when a word is accented in a certain way or not. I can, and I'm horrendous when it comes to detecting tone. I can't understand tones in languages at all. Like when it comes to something like Chinese, which is heavily tonal, right? But like it's just things that, you know, like people don't have the tools to understand, right? Latin doesn't Espanol have tones? No, Spanish only has stress. Like it has accents, but yeah, there is a ra, right? What's called an R. Yeah, that's and you see that's totally normal. That's actually something that's absolutely normal. It's totally normal to not be capable of doing that, because that is actually the very last sound that children develop when they speak Spanish. When you're a child, that is the last sound that you get down. My niece, which I knew growing up, because she was born when I was like 18 or something. She couldn't do it until she was like 7 or something. Until a certain point, every single time that she had to pronounce something, instead of saying R, she would say R. She always had to like add a certain, you know, like give it an extra kick, because she couldn't just do it, right? And that's totally normal. I have a cousin who still has a speech impediment. She doesn't even know that she has it. I've known a lot of people that have the same speech impediment that she has with the R, but people don't really detect them, because it's something that's hard. It's hard to pronounce. It's totally normal to have that, right? But people just don't have the tools to approach things in a certain way. I'm destroying something between my hands because that's the way I release anxiety. I've destroyed at least 2 scrunchies this year just by constantly grabbing them. This is why I don't do hand cams. Not because I don't have a cam. It's because I want to see people to see me fidgeting constantly, right? That's totally the reason. I get shakes. I sometimes just like get shakes when like I'm playing fighting games, and it's like I need to press a button. It's like I can't go a single second without doing that void hand cam. Yeah, someday I'll probably do it. I'm like, I haven't been biting my nails in order to actually have nails, in case I shake so much. Yeah, like I shake all the time because I'm super anxious about things, and I sweat. When I started streaming, I would sweat so much just because like I was so tense. Like the first like 10 streams, I was like insanely tense. Yeah, I need a chew toy. Yeah, I should probably like get bubble gum sometime, because it's just like I can just chew on that all the time. But yeah, as I was saying, Zatsudan, like that's one thing. Like I was telling you, you know, like yeah, sure, like if you want, if you're down for that, I would totally like like help you with that. It's not that complicated. Maybe it's not something that you can like get down in one stream, but it's like, so long as you actually know what it is that you need to do and you try to do it, you'll get better. That's how I was actually like eating sushi tonight with my mom, and she was like, how did you start eating sushi, and like how is it that you can actually use chopsticks? Because I'm the only person I know in real life that can use chopsticks, right? Nobody else can. And the only reason I can do that is because I just kept using them. Because whenever like we went out to eat sushi or something, I would actually grab the chopsticks and other people wouldn't. Oh, wonderful. It's an ad. Chopsticks. 1 second. Yeah, since we're at that, I'll just start copying this thing. So yeah, that's done. Was gonna do art streams, more of them. Oh, I was also like wanted to get a tablet. Try getting a tablet. I should probably make this slightly smaller. Yeah. What else? Improve technically. Yes. Right. And edit. Edit. Network. Farther. Don't sacrifice earlier growth. Better organization. Better sleep schedule. This is very important. And yeah, seems like the ad is finally on, but yeah. That's my throat. That's my throat just being very, very sensitive. But yeah. Man, this record is actually pretty good. But yeah. These were basically the goals that I had for this year. What if you just sped run this? What, me? Please talk more, Void. What? No, I'm just saying that. I'm just saying. I was just copying things because there was an ad. I'm not going to like. I'm not. Don't troll me like that. You're so mean. You're so mean to me. But yeah. I wanted to do just like more Zats and Ends because I do like talking, but it's just like I'm a very anxious person, and I feel that like if I'm just there and just don't have really a topic. I know that people like write things down to like have things to say. I love Void Zats and thank you. That actually like helps me a lot. It does mean a lot to me. I thought that like it would go way worse. I guess like the biggest fear is always like somebody not showing up, right? But like that's the one thing that you're like going to like have to deal with at the start no matter what, right? And once you get, just take it slow. Stall yourself from getting back to the main idea. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, like when I actually like get into things, it's the kind of, I have like this weird dichotomy where it's just like I either like can't talk at all or I just can't shut up about something. It's just like there's a stream idea where it's just like I will do this someday. I will just I will just put on Devil May Cry 5 and I will go to the gallery where you can see the models or the characters and the monsters that you fight. I want to try to be more of a chatter in 2014. I like to be parasocial. I will help everyone. I will be the best chatter. Yeah. You do good at that. I don't know why you think that you don't do good. I mean, it's difficult, you know. Like it's actually really hard to. I feel it's really hard, and you like have to be very good to really focus on playing a video game and also talk, right? Especially if you're like really trying to understand what's going on, because like if you're just going in circles, it's very easy, right? Like just like if you're not doing anything, or if you're just like doing something that's repetitive, it's very easy, right? But like if you're playing a fighting game and like every single input that you do like counts towards like not dying and winning the match, you probably aren't going to talk too much, right? Or like try to think too much about what you're saying. But so like I think you like do like you're pretty good at that, and like your recent like gaming streams have been like pretty good. Like you've been very balanced lately, right? And I say this, you know, as your viewer. But yeah, but as I was saying, you know, I have this idea where it's just like I will turn on Devil May Cry 5. I will go to the gallery where all the character models are. Yeah, balanced. It's good. It's a good thing to be balanced. I know it sounds lame. I know it sounds lame to be like, oh, this person is so balanced, because like, I mean, I get it. You know, like I want to be like, oh, like he's the most extreme person in the world. I'm not, right? But it's a good thing to be like, oh, you have it down, right? Like you're yeah, what the fuck am I glass cannon DPS? Yeah, exactly, right? I'm like I'm like the weird character in the roster, right? Where it's just like, how the fuck do I play this character? That's me. But I will go into the Devil May Cry 5. I will go into the gallery and I will just talk about the enemies for at least 2 hours. I think the 2 hours will be really, really easily manageable. I'm April from Guilty. You're I'm Faust. You know what's funny? I actually have Faust. I actually got that for Christmas. I actually got like Goethe's Faust, the book, and I actually learned that it's a play. Like it's actually a theater play. And it's a big book, and I'm actually gonna read that next year, because I want to have at least one book. I should be reading more, and probably once I start working, I will probably start reading more. Oh fuck, I'm in May. I'm a month behind now. It's perfect. They're like because like they're actually all the whole pirates like named after every month. It's such a funny fucking series. It's so funny. Yeah, Faust is something I've had my sights on reading for a while, because like Goethe himself was like such a like crazy figure. But as I was saying, I've been playing a lot of Guilty Gear recently. How many hours have I played of Guilty Gear of Strive? Oh, 30 fucking hours, and I got this like a week ago, I think. And like, when was it? When did I get it? Like 7 days, maybe at most. So that's like, let's see, I've played, let's say it's 6 days. 30, so bad at math. I've been playing 5 hours of Guilty Gear a day. Yeah, I'm you know, it's good to be able to actually play fighting games with people for once in my life. I'm actually really glad about that. But yeah, it's just the kind of thing, you know, where it's just like, if I really like get into a game, and that's another thing I haven't been able to do through the year, where it's just like, I've never really like, except for DMC5, like I've never just like been able to like chew into a game the way I used to, where it's just like I would like grab a game and like play basically nothing else, and just like think about nothing else but that, as I was playing it, and I haven't really gotten to do that, and I sort of feel bad. On the other side, I am glad that I've played so many games this year, and I'm really glad for that, because like it's I've actually like gotten to like play like 50 games in total. I like actually finish them, and it's broadened my perspective on video games so much more, and it's such a really cool thing to like just do. Like I played Resident Evil Remake, which is like a game that like people really love, and like it was there in my backlog. I had bought it like years ago when it was really cheap, and I played it, and it was such an amazing game to play. Like maybe it's an old game and everything, but like I played Grim Fandango, a game that I heard about when I was like 14, right, or something, on a magazine, right? And I was like, I'm probably never gonna play this when I was a kid, and I played it, right? It was good. It was a funny game. It was old as hell, you know, like it was a point and click adventure. So like it was like basically impossible to like go through without a guide, but it was a fun time, and it's really such a big window into like the kind of game that like was being made in the 90s, and like to like see a game from back then and to like see it hold down so well. Love unlocking memories of games. Yeah, like I don't know, every once in a while I just like have like I get a memory from something that was really old, and I'm like, oh man, that's when I was like 11 years old. Holy shit, I can't believe that. I totally forgot that happened. That's cool. It's really cool, because it's like you really get back something. So many things happen in your life. Yeah, I should be drinking. You know what? If you give me a minute, I'll be drinking. I'll be drinking in a second. Okay, I actually, like, for once, I actually have water bottles that are filled, because like I always like take them and don't fill them, because like I just leave them here in my room and never like get them to the fridge and stuff. I'm going to get water. Yerby. But yeah, this will take like maybe 1-2 minutes. Yeah, I am back. I miss him so much. Do not leave. Streamer abandoned us. My roleplay, my parasocial. I miss him so much. I am already back. Don't worry. I will never leave you. Okay. I'm back with water. Water is good for you. But yeah. Fun fact. My house has 2 floors. It technically has 3 floors. But like my room, I always have to like go down some like pretty tall stairs to get to the kitchen and stuff. And I have the habit of actually, especially obviously when it's night, right? I have the habit of just like going down the stairs with the lights off. Really? Really? Holy shit. You also do that? So it's like I'm in your house. Yeah. But like, my mom has often told me, you're gonna kill yourself that way. You're gonna just fall. And I'm like, no, don't worry. I'm like, I know the stairs. Like it's the same amount of I have the muscle memory down. I have to like get up and down there all the time. Yeah, the water is good. It's very, very good. Yeah, what was I saying? But yeah, I do want to make, like, do more art streams. I know my art is not good, and I'm not trying. I'm not making the art to make it good. I know that probably sounds horrible, right? Because like I know that a lot of people, especially artists, always like struggle with like, oh, I want to make my art good, and that's totally understandable, right? But like I just, since I can't be good, you know, I'd like to like have fun ideas, right? And just be like, oh yeah, like I can draw this way, and just like have this like crazy idea that nobody else is probably going to like actually get, but like I did it, you know. Like it's just like I want to have that ability. Like I do want to get good at drawing. It's something that now I'm just choking from like just the water and the gases from my stomach just sort of colliding. Having a physical body is very difficult when you think about it. It's most of your life, but I do want to like get good at drawing, because like I think it's like such a cool ability to have, especially if someone become voidling. Yeah, I wish I didn't actually have a body, right? It's funny to think about it. Just a brain in a vat, you know, just floating there, just having thoughts would be awesome, right? But it's just like to see someone who like can just like think about something and make a drawing out of it. It's like, it's such a crazy thing to see, right? When you think about it, especially somebody who's good. There's like, for example, you know, I hang out on Chain Machines, like Blue Whistle's streams a lot, and like I made a drawing for him the other day, which thankfully he really liked, but you know, like he has like just this ability of just like being able to draw, you know, and just like drawing all the time, which is just insane to me. That like he's like he just draws all the time. Like it's crazy the amount of things that just like his productivity, and like it's something that like he's like talked about too, where it's just like he just wants to be like the fastest like artist that he could be, because like he just you know, the faster he is, the more stuff he can do, right? that's like such a simple logic. But yeah, you know, he kind of does have a point when you think about it. But like to just like see him draw sometimes and just like see things coming to life, it's crazy. Like it's like it's so marvelous, you know. It's so incredible to just like have that ability, and it's something I always like to have, because like I actually like have a very visual imagination. I like, it's very, I really like, maybe not so much nowadays, but like back when I was younger, I was just like thinking in images. I want to draw a void Gajinka. You have my permission. Like you can draw whatever you want with me. I mean, Yeah, I mean, yeah. You draw whatever you want with me. Like, you can do whatever. I'm all yours. But it's just like it's just so crazy to me. It's such a cool thing. It's just like you can just put it on the paper. It's something that I like to have, just because like you can. I mean, I have the ability. I can write, you know, like I can just write something down and like be very precise about what it is that I want, and I can't describe it. It's not that I can't, but it's just not the same to like describe something and to actually draw it, right? It just is not the same. It's like saying, you know, it's like saying something is salty versus actually tasting salt, right? Obviously that's not just like to put writing things down. That can be very, very useful, but like you can't really replace like the visual aspect. It's so cool. When I was young, I went into like creative mediums have so much foundation building, much like writing and drawing. Yeah, that's so true. Like there's just it's so much of it is just like the habit of just like doing the same thing over and over. It's kind of sad, but does serve as a good gatekeep. Yeah, I mean, it's just you just do what you have to do, right? Like thinking of such depresses me time to time. Pre-roll ads are on, and ads was like, but okay, like why are you telling me this, Twitch? I already get it. Yeah, I mean, just you do what you have to do, right? It's like you just need to like do it, right? Like that's the it's so easy, and it's also so hard, right? Like because like there's no magic trick, right? And that's one of the things that I was talking about earlier, where it's just I was talking with my counselor, and she was like, you know, like you're always focusing on doing the hardest thing possible that you could do, right? You're always like thinking so far ahead, like on all terms, right? And it's like sometimes the most useful and like productive thing that you can do is just do something simple, right? Just the simple things, because like you don't really have a problem of like having or not having capabilities. You have lots of capabilities rather, and you have lots of like potential for things, right? But it's just like you can't just look at something that's in front of you and do it. And that's true. Like that's something that is really, really true about me, where it's just like I really like can't look at something that's in front of me and just do it. Not because I can't, but because like my brain is just like thinking so far ahead of things, that is I just can't perceive things sometimes, right? And it's really, really frustrating for me, and it really like gets me down a lot, because it's just like I could have redeems. I don't have redeems on my stream, right? And it's something that I could probably figure out in like maybe 2 hours. It's not that I don't have ideas for redeems. It's not that I mean, I have forgotten to write some, right? And it's like it's something that's heavy on my mind sometimes, right? But it's just like I forgot one redeem idea. It's really, really bad for my mental for my mental health. But I could just set it up, right? But I don't, because my brain doesn't work correctly, right? My mind is shaped in a really, really weird way from years of social isolation, I guess. You know, and it's just a matter of like I got in the habit of just like trying to like lift myself by my bootstraps and just like try to solve the world to like the strangest like methods possible, right? That's why Happy Chaos is literally me. It's just like, you know, like he's a character who's like, oh yeah. I'm getting a bit more solid each year. You know, I mean, it depends on what kind of isolation you talk about. I don't think being by yourself is bad. Not at all, right? And I think that if you don't have the capacity to feel comfortable when you're by yourself, that's also not good either, right? It's like, it's the same thing as, you know, like feeling really bad when you are with people, right? Like that's not good for you. But you also need to, you know, like, you know, you like, I feel that you want to have people that you have people, right? Because it's great. I'm digging it more and more, but apparently being around the right people helps brain cells. Yeah. Sometimes it's just that. Sometimes it's just finding the right people, dude. Like sometimes that's just how it is. Sometimes it is your environment, believe it or not. It's not always, right? And you can always, you're always. That's one of the things that I was listening to an artist who was like being a content creator for years, and like he kind of suffers from depression, and what he was talking about was very relatable, right? That like depressive people feel as if they like have no agency, right? As if what they do doesn't really matter, and you know, like you feel as if, you know, like you know, like that whatever you do, you can get out of where you are. But you have to foster like that feeling of like, yeah, my actions matter. It's really like that's something that's really important. It's a sort of like fake it till you make it sort of thing, or rather like you make it because you fake it, right? Because it's like making, you know, like there's nowhere to actually make it, right? Because it's like it's just your mind, right? Because like it's just like, does this matter? And it's like, to whom? Like, does it matter? Does it matter to me? Yeah. Does it matter to other people? Maybe, if I can get them to like see things from my perspective. Does it matter to the universe at large? Probably not, right? Like in in less than 100 years, I'll be gone, right? And maybe I'll have a couple kids, and they'll have a couple kids. By like the 5th generation, they will have basically none of my genes, right? Let alone a memory of me, right? Maybe if I'm like super famous, people will remember me, but that will be just a name, right? Or maybe I'll make a book or a movie, or like I'll make a big discovery, but like that's not you, right? That's just something that you made that's, you know, that stood the test of time. But you know, that's I don't think that's also something that should get people down. I feel that that's something that has boggered modern people a lot, but it's also like sort of like not something that you really should think about too hard, because it doesn't really matter for your life, right? Like you're a limited human being. Like you don't have to like worry about what happens the next galaxy over, because that doesn't matter to you. It's okay that it doesn't matter to you. You don't have to worry about that. And a lot of life is actually learning to pick your battles and be like, you know what? I don't need to get involved in this. I don't need to, even sometimes when it's people that are close to you, where it's just like, I don't have to have an opinion on what you're doing. If you want to do it, that's fine. Yeah, a void. Yeah, that's being the whole joke this time. That's correct. Yep, that's correct. Do you want to see the actual voidant that I made? NumPy. Where is it? I made it. And like, I feel like people didn't care too much, but someone actually asked me, just walk away. Yes, something, it's not even walk away, you know, like you didn't even like need to walk away. That's the funny thing. You don't even like need to walk away. You can just be like, yeah, I'm sure I don't check you out. You will live after. Sorry, I will. Don't apologize for that. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. You don't have to apologize for that. I'm gonna give you like a like decent background that like will not destroy anybody's eyes. There, layer, add new layer, sure, whatever. This, like this look okay, yeah. But yeah, maybe I should like talk about this a little bit. It's just like this is a design that I actually thought about for a while. And this is sort of like what I wanted to represent my viewers by. It's like, yeah, I know that like a VTuber mascot is like something that is often like super like meant to be cute and everything, but I mean at the same time this is kind of cute, isn't it? I feel like this is also kind of cute. Like I feel like this is also kind of cute. Like it's actually like this is cool, but there's a lot of details. Yeah, I felt that as I went, like I just kept adding more and more stuff, and it went against what I was trying to do. Like I'll probably do a second take on this, make the eyes like more. Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, like the eyes were intended to. Yeah, I'll drink. I didn't want the eyes to be this way, because I feel that a lot of the hurdles that come with putting yourself out there as a VTuber and as a content creator and as a streamer is just like the idea that people are watching you, right? Like that's a very ambivalent thing, where it's just like I want people to watch me, but also that's sort of the kind of thing that might lead to issues, right? Like it's something that, you know, I have viewers, so I have to be up to a certain standard to meet their expectations, right? I have, you know, like I don't know who is possibly going to be watching me, right? And you sort of start to feel paranoid about this thing and what you said and what you didn't say, and if this was nice, like that happened to me today, you know, where it's just like, you know, like I just made like a silly comment on like one of like those like trending things about like a mutual, like it doesn't really matter, like it's just like something so silly, and it was like it was like slightly like sort of like sexual, like a double entendre there, blah blah blah, right? And it was like a little over the line on that one, and I'm like, man, I don't want to like be thinking about this all the goddamn time, every single time I tweet, because it's just like, dude, like please, I just want to tweet, like just let me have fun, like it's just something so stupid, right? Like, and if somebody's like going to like unfriend me and like blacklist me over like doing a fucking like really stupid tweet, right, it's just like maybe I shouldn't like really care about that person, right? Because it's just like, you know, I'm not going to like put me yeah, like, because like I'm not going to like put me in a situation where it's just like I'm constantly like looking over my shoulder over like every single thing I do. Obviously, you know, I don't like want to offend people for the sake of it, right, or anything like that. Oh, my macro blank is, and then there's another macro blank. Oh dude, I love macro blank. Macro blank is like the fucking best. It's incredible how like every one of the things in this YouTube channel is good. Like you can just chill, it's great. But yeah, you know, like I don't want to like have a community or like a group of like mutuals or rather peers that I have to like constantly look over the shoulder by, because like I've done that shit all my fucking life and I'm tired of doing it. I try not to offend anyone anymore. I'm scared of hurting people in mass. Yeah, like it's understandable. Like you can't tell like who is who's going to be offended by what these days, right? It's very silly sometimes. It's very frustrating because sometimes you just want to make a joke, right? Like you just want to make a joke. I like some of the tweets I make, like with some of the tweets I make. Yeah, I get it. That's also something that I was struggling, especially like by Christmas, where it's just like I've like, you know, like it was the silliest fucking thing, because it's just like it was just like I had like a couple like jokes, like I mean something else also happened, but that's not something I'm gonna talk about, because like that's something that sort of like happened in DMs, and like it's something kind of personal, right? And for that other person, that's also something like kind of personal, but like that particular event just sort of like got me out of balance, and after that like I had a couple jokes sort of like fall flat, and after that it was just like my self-esteem was like destroyed for like an entire week, right? And I'm like, what the fuck is even happening to me? Like I haven't like felt this badly in the entire year, and like I've had like some bad shit happen this year to me, right? But like I haven't felt this bad since the end of last year, which was one of the worst periods in my life, right? And I was like, why am I like feeling like, it's like I guess that in some sense probably it was just like I had just like been holding it in like all this time, even like when I was really feeling down, where it's just like I just like those feelings of just like worthlessness just like came out, right? And I was like, you know, like I don't want to talk to anybody. I feel that whatever it is that I'm going to say is just like, it's just like everyone's just like going to look at me weird and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? What's wrong with you, right? Why are you here? You know, and just like hate me. And you know, like I just eventually got got out of it. But it was really painful. Like that's the thing. Like it's just like it's not like the type of depression where it's just like, oh yeah, like I'm feeling really bad at myself and I'm really like ruminating over like my thoughts and like just thinking about like how shitty I am. It's just like it was painful. Like I actually like felt mental pain just out of basically nowhere, right? But you know, I just I hung up in there, you know. It's just like, what are you going to do? Like sometimes you just feel that way, you know, like. And yeah, when you talk about isolating yourself, it's like I get it, you know, like I've always been like a lonely person, because I feel that like people just like are sometimes just so hard to deal with. It's just like you really can't understand what it is that they're thinking sometimes, and it's just like what's going on with you, and like they don't listen to you, and they don't like really want to like just sit down and be like, yeah, I want this, and this is the thing I want. And it's difficult. I get it. Like it's really difficult to also like just be honest about things sometimes, because like you have so many things that you do in order to just protect yourself. but it's also something that you need to do. And if you feel that you need to be alone and that you just need to be by yourself and just like get out, just do it. Like, it's fine, so long as you like tell people that you're going to be fine and that, you know, they don't need to be worried about you. It's fine. And I'm like, I mean we know each other, right? Like and I'm saying this having known you through the whole year. It's fine. Like, so long as I know that you're fine, I'm fine, right? You like being parasocial more than being social. Yeah, I totally understand that too. Like, yeah, like it's like, it's so much easier. Like, it's so much easier to just like have, and it's also normal, you know, like, just when you think about it, like, people like have this standard where like they have to be like, how do you do it? How can you tell when my mouth is dry, right? But like we have like this standard that you have to be constantly social, but at the same time, it's like people in the 21st century don't live a mutual parasocial relationship. This is good. We are each other's hairdresser. That's great. I love that, actually. But like, people have like this thought that it's just like, oh, you have to be social, you have to like have a family, you have two kids, husband, wife, 2 kids, and a dog, and 1 house, right, and a car, and like you gotta go on picnics every weekend, right? And it's just like, that's not how people live in the 21st century at all. Nobody fucking lives like that. I'm sorry. Like, even my fucking sister, I mean, maybe even my sister. My sister is an actual fucking Stacy, dude. Like, she's actually just like, she has a husband, 2 kids, and a dog, and 2 cats, but like the dog basically bullies the cats, right? But like, she's like, you look at my sister and it's like, yeah, like she has the life, right? Because like, my sister is like she's always been social, she's good looking, her husband is good looking, like her husband like has a company, she was a doctor, now she has a work on tourism, like she goes on trips to the United States, like her son and daughter are like fucking wonderful, they're white. they're white. Yeah, no, my sister has the life, right? Like, even like, out of all of my family, nobody in my family is like that, right? Like, her husband's older brother, like, no, older sister, she's like my older sister by like 13 years, like. But like, yeah, like she's out there, right? Like, you look at her and she's like, yeah, like that's perfect. Yeah, but at the same time, you know, it's just like, you know, you have that standard, but like, nobody else is having it. Like, nobody else. Like, she's the only person I know that has that life. Her best friend is like she's like the best woman that I know. Like, she's like, my sister is good looking, but like, her best friend like is actually beautiful, and she's so nice, and she's also a doctor. My other relatives sound similar, but Void, I have 8 of those types of relatives very similar to your sister. Yeah, your family. I am just like yeah, we're just like each other. I know. Yeah, I can tell. But yeah, but nobody else in my family is like that, because like, we're all younger than that, right? And it's like, that's just something that's like not there anymore. Like, life just like doesn't work like that anymore. Maybe it's for the worst, but you know, it's probably not going to happen to most people. Like, I'm not saying don't get married or avoid it, right? But like don't like like put standards on people that nobody can meet. Nobody can meet that standard nowadays, right? So like, and even my sister, you know, she's like I would like, she was like having like some really rough times like in her marriage, and like she also like has her own psychologist and everything, you know. And she was going through stuff too, you know, like this. She's also a person, right? Like she also has her life and her issues, you know. It's just like, it's not you or me or like anybody else. It's actually just society, and like the fact that like things have changed, and like, you know, you can't like, it just isn't happening. And if you do have that kind of life, you're very, very lucky, right? That doesn't mean that everybody else, you know, is bad for not having it, or that they shouldn't like necessarily like say no to that. But you know, you have what you have. It's better to have that than to have nothing, right? So like, if you feel that you need to like be by yourself, it's fine. Like it's fine to like want to be by yourself. Like, there's a difference between being by yourself and just actually being lonely, right? And like being antisocial and asocial. Sometimes you just need to like go out and like have a time for yourself and figure yourself out. Like, you don't have to like do it so much that it will actually stop the rest of your life. That's one of my like points right here that I was making, was just like, don't sacrifice your IRL growth and like have a better organization and better sleep schedule, because like that is actually really, really, really important, right? Like I've never really like gone as far as being like, yeah, no, I'm like not going to like go this place because I have a stream. I've strived to not do that because I don't think that's healthy, right? I don't think it's healthy to like be like that and just like sacrifice what your life is really like in order to like stream. Like, I've done that many times this year. Yeah, I get it. Like, I get the temptation. Like, I totally get it. I've wanted to do it, right? Stream anything in IRL. Yeah. Like, I understand perfectly. And to be fair, you know, I don't have friends. I actually don't like have any friends. So like that's not a problem for me, right? I'm not a social person at all, right? That's why like when you're like, oh, I'm isolating yourself, it's like, yeah, like of course I get it. Like I'm in isolation constantly, right? I've been in isolation for like most of my life, and it's like, yeah, like it's fucked me up in many respects, but at the same time, like starting to become more social, especially this year and the years before, it's like, you know, I've been really missing out on some things, but at the same time, there's all of these things. You sound like you've been improving more. Yeah. I've been like I said, you know, like I was saying at the start, I feel that like I've sometimes through this year I've felt that I don't know who I am anymore, because it's just like I've changed so much in how I feel about myself, how I feel about things, how I've just how I process things, being able to like talk to people at all, like just like at all, like having people to talk, like even if it's just talking, right? Like has like helped me so much, and to just like be like have people who are like, yeah, that's yeah, I get it, you know, like I just you know, I'm just going to listen to you. That's just helped me, right? Because it's just like, it's something that I didn't have. It's something where like no matter where I turn to, like people just didn't care for me, right? Like I didn't get the care and attention that I felt that I needed as for most of my life. I was always like a second thought to everybody, and like I was basically raised to think of myself as a second thought, so I'm a second thought to myself, right? That's sort of like what like my whole like VTuber thing character was also like sort of supposed to be like, because like I feel that, you know, I'm someone who like doesn't really have any emotions, and I doesn't really have any bonds with people, and doesn't have like any content as a person, right? Any kind of like substance to my life, you know. That's why I felt that I was void, right? Like that's the whole point. That was like the whole point. And I also like sort of wanted to make that a thing, my thing, because it's the kind of thing that people just put aside, right? It's just like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want people to know about that. I don't want people to like know that I feel bad about things. It's just like, shit, man, like you no matter how much you don't want people to see that, it's still going to happen to you. Like that's just still going to happen to you, and it's going to happen to other people. And to be able to relate to that and to relate that to others is a huge part of what being a human being is about, right? That's why people like things like art, right? That's why I was saying, you know, I wanted to do art, to just like draw other people. Like you said that yourself, Gunpai, where you were just like at the start, you were just like you were sort of like drawing other people because you wanted to like create some sort of bond with them, right? And I agree with that like 100%. Like it's just like that's how I feel too, you know. Like I wouldn't draw something that didn't matter to me, even if it's just a fucking joke, right? Even if it's just like a stupid joke that I thought about. I if it didn't matter, if like it to me, like I just wouldn't do anything, right? And it's again, it's like sort of hard because it's just like, how do you know if it matters? Like it's sort of like starting from the end, right? Or it's just like you're probably just meant to live life and then realize that it mattered to you. But I guess it's just how I am, right? But yeah. Getting a tablet is something that I've also procrastinated on for a lot of time, but it's something I'll have to do eventually, right? But yeah, like improve technically, like is very, very simple, and it sort of like goes back into what I was saying, where it's just like it would be so easy for me to just like actually have redeems, but I'm like, listen, like my issues with this kind of stuff go so far as to like be like, I can't listen to my voice sometimes. Like I just can't do it. Not because I think that my voice is bad, not because I think that like whatever. Hey yo, hello Boss Gaming XD. How are you doing? What are you doing here? First time chat. How are you doing? I'm just here talking. But yeah, as I was saying, mostly just like you just airing out my personal demons for the end of a year, right? But yeah, like when it comes to like improve technically, it's just like good. I'm glad. Saying but I feel it a lot. I can't stand listening to my own voice. Yeah, like I was saying, you know, like it's just like, it's not that I feel that my voice is bad and it sounds bad. I love your voice. It's like not too nerdy or nasally, but it gives me nostalgia. I think you're just a rad guy. Oh, thank you thank you for that. I like I like being called rad. That's such a cool adjective to be called. Really. You do have a nice voice, though. Thank you too. This is another thing that I mean, now it isn't hard to deal with, like, actually getting a compliment, but at the start of the year and like for a lot of my life, I just couldn't actually just accept a compliment, because I was like, no, don't tell me that I'm good, because I'm not. Don't tell me that. I don't believe that. I think for someone who's not in a native English speaking country, is not too heavy with the accent, but I can tell you're extremely well read. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know, I just think part of that is just like natural to me, because it's just like I tend to, I mean, it's a lot like I was talking before, where it's just like, why am I good with chopsticks? Oh, you're not a native English speaker? No, could swear you are, Lamau. Yeah, no, like my first language is Spanish, but I basically just taught myself English, pretty much like to play video games. But yeah, you sound native at sometimes, but with the B sound gives you out. Yeah, that's something that's because my first language is Spanish. that's the reason. Like, for example, that is something that happens with Japanese people too, because like Spanish and Japanese have like certain similarities in the way they handle certain consonants. For example, right? I do hear it now that you pointed out. Yeah, it's very, it's like that's something that I have to do consciously, because since I wasn't taught English, I didn't learn that the V sound and the B sound were different until I actually started learning about linguistics, when I was like 15 or something, right? By that point, I already like just spoke English, maybe not as good as I do now, but I could actually just like read English just fine. I actually taught myself English through reading, not through actually talking. I didn't talk to people in English until I was in my 20s, and by that time nobody could actually recognize that I wasn't like that I had an accent, because like I just listened to people in English all the time, right? And I just like, since that got in my head, like, and like it was just a matter of like just repeating things to myself, and that's basically how I did it, right? Like there was no process at all. Like I just fully immersed myself into speaking English and just threw myself out there. I wish I had done the same thing with Japanese. I sadly didn't do it, and that's actually something that I really regret. That's one of the few things in my life where it's just like, yeah, I fucked up completely by not actually just going and try to like read Japanese and try to speak Japanese, because it could have been so much easier than it is now if I just, because it's just time, right? Like it's just, you just need to employ the time to do it, right? And just like keep throwing yourself at the issue and like sort out the details. Japanese, yeah, Japanese is a thing. Japanese is such a thing. I really that's one thing that I didn't put here that I also want to do, where it's just like I want to actually get back into like studying Japanese more seriously. I like to think that I can speak fluent English, but I think my brain completely short-circuited on learning any other language. Yeah, I know, I think that like it's just, how to put it, it's very easy for English speakers to never like need to it's very easy for English speakers to like never have the need to go and learn something else, but it's really useful if you do. Your ad is about to start. Like, give me some 5 minutes more, and like I'll go piss in 5 minutes. But I like how I know English, Tagalog, Japanese, and Japanese and Spanish. I feel so rough. I do want to learn Mandarin. Yeah. I've also like thought about that, because like Chinese is like a pretty interesting language. I mean, languages. Mandarin, like I actually like. I know some people like don't like Chinese. I mean, in the way it sounds and everything. But I think it's really interesting. It really sounds. How to put it? It sounds very strong. You know how like sometimes you have colors with like very strong contrasts, and it's like it can be kind of overbearing to look at, but at the same time it's like it looks really cool. It looks really strong, right? I feel like that's the way I feel about Chinese, right? It's sort of like the same thing that I feel with German, which I've like, it's probably like, besides Japanese, is the other language which I've like studied the most, because like it's actually like such an interesting language in so many respects, and it sounds so interesting to listen to, and like the way it flows is like so unique. So I also would like to like understand snooze. Yeah, snooze for 5 minutes. Funnily enough, I also had 2 years of Spanish classes, and what do you know? I can't speak of words of Spanish either. Yeah, I mean, like sometimes you just like, when you don't practice it and you don't have to do it, it's just not going to stay there. Like, it's something that, unless you've really gotten into it, you are not like, it's just not going to stay, right? That's why like I think like language education is like not very good in general. Like many people, like, I mean, here people have English classes. None of my like high school friends would understand anything about English, and I'm like, I don't know how people don't know English. I mean, it makes total sense that they don't, but I'm like, how, like, it's so useful. Like it's so useful to just understand English that like it's totally understandable why people who speak English wouldn't have to like understand anything. I don't know how to put it, but it might also have to do with a cultural distance. I don't live anywhere near a Spanish-speaking population, so I have no one to practice with. Yeah, obviously, like if you can't practice this and you have no reason to practice it, is that like there's it's not going. You're not going to do it just by having a couple classes. Like, it's something that you like have to live in. I like Spanish. They make happy media songs. Yeah. I mean, like, Spanish media is like a thing. Yeah. I'm going to go to the bathroom in a while because I've been drinking so much water. I just wanted you to tell that. But like, Spanish is an interesting language too, because like to me, like it seems like such an easy thing, but for an English speaker, it's probably like there are like so many things that have my mouth wide open for you, Void. Calm down. You're like, you're okay. I'm not gonna go there. You're so crazy, dude. You're so crazy. I love that emote, by the way. It's just like, But yeah, learning languages by playing video games is also a great. Yeah, yeah, and I want to do that so that I can just like consume manga and like just video games in the original language. Because like it's actually cool being able to do it. Like I have like so like not many, but like I have a good amount of like people that I follow on Twitter who are just Japanese. Like they're just Japanese people who don't speak English. Mostly artists, some people with like that like put out content relating to video games, like things like speedrunners and what have you. But like it's so cool to just be like, oh, I can kind of read that. Being a Counter-Strike player, you end up learning a whole lot of Russian. I feel I like following Polish people too in that regard. Oh yeah, yeah. The Polish orthography is a thing. I mean, Polish is like would probably still like sort of be a mess of a language, even if like if it didn't have an orthography that was stuck in like the 16th century. But it's still like it is what it is, right? You'd have to like change all of the road signs and everything, and every like. I mean, you can just like put enough, like if it's something from the web, you could just like make a fucking algorithm and shut the fuck up. It's so easy to actually do it. There's like just like redo an orthography on the internet. It's like that's so fucking easy. It's actually like super easy. Just like change anything that's digital. But yeah, like Polish does look very, very funny. But it will still look funny if its orthography weren't so fucked up. No, snooze. Okay, this is the last news. I'm gonna go in 5 minutes. I'm gonna go pee in 5 minutes. I'm holding it in. What was I saying? Yeah, where were we? I'm talking about just language. Yeah, you know. Spanish is the kind of thing where it's just like it's probably seems super easy to me, but it also like has a lot of things that are probably really, really hard to get down to someone who's not native in the language. Like the way like some pronouns are used, and I'm not talking about you need to. My mouth is wide open for your voidant waste. No, you are the voidant. I am not voidant. You are the voidant. That's why it's the tag. That's why it's my Twitter tag. I don't think that's what they mean by firewater keeping you warm. Are you saying that I'm gonna piss fire? Yeah. I could start talking about pronouns and what are my preferred pronouns, because like it's actually like I reckon that's how dragons piss though. Probably. That's probably true. That's probably true. Just like a stream of napalm. I love the smell of dragon piss in the morning, dude. I actually like. Yeah, I'd rather not start talking about smells. I was like, where was I? Was it the train? I think it was the fucking train where it's just like, I was in the train the other day and I'm like 90% sure somebody pissed somewhere, because it smelled like piss, and I'm like, why the fuck are you pissing on the train? Like we all have to like share this fucking train. Don't piss here, please. And I've seen like mothers with kids who just pissed on the fucking train. I'm like, I'm just like gonna grab your fucking kid and like just chuck it out the fucking window. Because like that kid is not like, I mean, that kid's not going to grow up to just like be a normal human being. Like a productive human being. I'm sorry, but it's just like, you can't go back. You can't go back from that. I don't think your parenting is good, so it's just like, you know, that's just, ah, man, might as well teach them a lesson right then and there, better now than later. Yeah, but you know, like, you're in public, and like, it's just like, you don't want to get into a fight. It's just like, people who like just make things dirty for other people are just the worst, dude. Like, it's just like, just pick your fucking, like, just like wrappings from the fucking floor. Just like, there are places where you just like can like put it on your fucking pockets, dude. Like, it's just the paper. Don't throw it on the ground. We all have to go here. Tell baby pee pants over here to stop pissing all over train seats. Yeah, please, mom. Yeah, man. Like, but look, like, it's the kind of people that, like, you know, like, wouldn't like they wouldn't listen to you and be like, shut the fuck up, do what I want. It's just like, yeah, that's the fucking problem, you know. Like, it's just like, you're in public. You're not supposed to like do what you want all the time. Yep, my child will never do that time. No, it's like, it's more like they're just like defensive about their existence. I'm almost out of water. Yeah, what else was in my goals? Writing it. This is actually like an like important one. I should probably not start right now and wait until I go to the bathroom. Network farther, don't sacrifice IRL. But yeah. Karaoke. Do you like my flower? Cute flowers. And okay, so ad starts in 2 minutes. I love you, Twitch. Big flower, yeah. Thank you. That's horrible. That's horrible. Maybe I could draw something else. I'm going to get water, BRB. Why are you this color? Hell? It's weird. One weird thing. No, don't network. Don't network. Then you'd get influenced by weirdos. I don't know how to tell you this, but I am the weirdo. It's me. They're hear me out. Be the weirdo influence. Exactly. I am the danger here. You might not notice, but it's just because you don't know how actually insane I am. I will post, like, I was thinking about doing this like yesterday, but like one day I'm just like going to like post like a small collage of like anime characters that I feel I relate to, and they're literally me. And you'll notice that they're all fucking insane. They're like actually insane. Like Kotomine Kirei from Fate State Night is literally me. Like, he is literally me. I mean, I wish my voice actor were Joji Nakata, of course, because like I'm actually gay for him. But like, dude, like the feelings of not having feelings that Kirei felt for most of his life are most of my life, okay? And being a crazy, like, sort of psychopath that understands that he's a psychopath, bro, like, I relate so hard, you don't even know. You don't even know. But yeah, it's like 23 minutes, 22 seconds. Yeah, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I should like right here. No, wow, this program is so strange. Here. Uh, I really like how the Twitch message is like, ad is over, your community is back, as if Twitch had like sort of like kept my community like captive or something. Like if they just had like kidnapped all you people. It's just like, it feels so good. This is just, it feels very threatening, you know. But yeah, you know, coming back from the bathroom, just like going to the bathroom sort of like feels, I really feel like a star, you know. I feel like a musician going, like taking a small break, but instead of like just being a giant stadium of people, it's just like 3 or 4 people, which is also great, you know. Like, that actually means the world to me, believe it or not. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I was going to start talking about writing and editing, and this is actually something really important, believe it or not, because like this is something that I've wanted to do for the past 10 years, right? And I'm not writing fiction nowadays. I've tried to write fiction for a lot of time, but at the same time, I've really like wanted to like put out like things relating to video games in the forms of video essays, and it's like I've really been stuck. I've really been stuck in the process this whole past year. I mean, part of it is just like that I really haven't been able to like put that stuff out. But it's something that I really like want to work in, and it's something that I've wanted to work in for a lot of time. And believe it or not, it's not because I'm lazy, it's because of my main handicap, which is just like not being able to like do what's in front of me. But like there was a year in my life, I wouldn't say it was even a year, but for at least 3 months or something like that of that 1 year, I just wrote. I wrote and wrote and wrote and like I wrote so much. Like I wrote what's basically just almost a novel worth of content regarding the MC5, Devil May Cry 5. And I had like so much ambition with what I wanted to do. Cause like you have like this whole like whole market of YouTubers putting out like big essays and like things that are like, oh, I'm going to like make a short analysis of Oblivion, and it's like 8 fucking hours, right? And you know, I guess in partly they're just like sort of taking the piss, right? But when it comes to that, you know, and on the other, like the thing is that on the other side you have the whole like other like extreme of just people who are like putting out like short reviews and like never really like getting to like it, like never really like talking about something specific, and like at best that type of review like shows what a particular person, like it shows their experience, and that's fine. I feel that that's perfectly fine. I'm sort of like cracking my neck, but like if it's perfectly fine if you like people just want to share their experiences, that's fine. But at the same time, it's a matter of like, I mean, like there's billions of people out there, everyone has their own experience, you know, like it's just like it's great, like it's great that you like let that out, and it's great that you like kind of like made a hobby or a job out of that. Fine, I'm not judging you, but it's not that substantial when it comes to like what kind of analysis, what kind of like it's not academia, that's not the word that I think I want to think about, but like what kind of stuff you want to put out regarding something, right? So it's like you have like the whole pure extreme subjectivity, which is like not super important, because like it's just some dude, like he grabbed this game because it was on sale, right? Or like he like just like looked at this book, or like looked at this anime or whatever. And then you have like you also have like people who like just sort of like do reviews because that's the kind of thing they do. That's also like it's fine, right? Like it's fine. I'm not saying that it's like they're not committing any crimes, right? And then you have like the other like whole extreme of like absolute fucking autism, right? Where it's just like, I'm going to like make a 9-hour video about Dark Souls 2, and I probably watch it, right? Because like I've watched Mauler's videos of Dark Souls 2 where like he just talks shit about the game for 9 hours twice, right? I've done that because it's just like fun for me to like see something like get trashed like that. It's fun, it's detailed. He's right, like he's like he brings up good points, he has the evidence, he has everything, right? That's perfect, it's fine. But it's 9 fucking hours, you know, like, and like you don't really like have a point. You're just saying the game's kind of shit, right? It's enjoyable to consume in the way that, you know, like you look at like a long series of television and you just sort of like put it on to like have something, right? But like your brain, you know, it's not getting like the actual nutrients that it needs when it comes to the good information, right? But it's hard to like make something that will actually do that and have a point. So like when I really started working on this stuff, I really had a lot of ambition, where it's just like I'm going like put the definite the definite review when it comes to this game, where it's just like, I'm going to talk about everything and why any of the things about this game are this way and not another way, and why this criticism is wrong, this other thing is right, what have you, blah 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 blah. But it just became like such an ordeal, and I just became so disenfranchised with the thought of like putting something like that. Because really, like, Devil May Cry 5 is my favorite video game of all time. It is a video game that is like, it's in my heart, right? Like it's right here. Like I can't get it out of my computer. I can't uninstall it. I got a new computer to play this game better. Not to play it. I didn't get a new computer to play it. I already played it when I had a computer that couldn't run it, and I was playing it every day. My old computer will just freeze most of the time while I was playing the game. I couldn't look at the game correctly because and I still played it, and I played it every day. I still did it. Like, that didn't stop me, right? I got a computer to play it better, to be able to record it, and to like also stream it, right? I got a book of the game, right? I got the art book of the game. I asked my sister when she went to the United States earlier this year to get it for me. I paid for it. It was like $65. That was like, I had $100 in savings, because like I actually, in this country where I live, you actually, I mean, nowadays you're probably going to be able to, but like under the previous government, you couldn't actually get dollars, like American dollars, right? So like I gave up like 60% of my like actual savings to get a book about the art of this game that was in English, because that was not available on the internet, as you know, nobody would scan that, right? Before that, I was partly studying Japanese because like I wanted to read the Japanese scans of that book, right? So like that's been a part of my life, right? But at the same time, it's just like I want the things that I put out to be the kind of thing that are available to anybody, right? Because I think that's something that's really, really important, that nowadays in the kind of like internet situation that we live in, most like, again, like you have the two extremes of like just absolute like total like mainstream, I grabbed this game, I like watched this just on a complete whim, here's my subjective opinion of that. Then you have like the other extreme of just like the die-hard fans who like think about nothing but that shit, right? And it's just like you can't penetrate, like it's just the community around that game. And I actually personally, when it comes to like some things like VTubers or like what have you, I don't dislike the word community, because like it's an actual community of people who are just like having like relationships with each other and like sort of like creating connections, right? But when it comes to like for the like fucking video games, I hate the word community. Like no matter what it is about, I don't like it. I don't like the fighting game community. I don't like the Devil May Cry community. I don't like the Spider-Man community. I don't like the word like community when it comes to games, even if like there's validity to it as like something to like describe that, because it's just like, it's just people playing video games, man. Like, and like it's so much of like what goes on into communities. It's just like so much projection from people, and sometimes just the record is also over right now. Oh yeah, that's another macro blank. and it's just like projection from people, and sometimes it's collective projection, and because it's collective projection, people believe that like it's just community doesn't matter when it's so easy to block and have control over all social situations online. Yeah, but that's also like that sort of also reinforces it, because like you end up in an echo chamber. You know, like you just like these communities are like echo chambers of of themselves, and they're just like, and you just have people who are going to agree with you no matter what, you know, and you're going to reshape your opinions so that you can all agree on something, even if like it's obviously not the truth sometimes, right? And I'm talking about video games, mind you, like not something that it's important, right? I mean, I'm just leaving that out there. Like currently seeing the same takeover and over again, echo chamber actually demolishes your brain cells. Wow, that's probably true. Yeah, that's also like probably true. Like, so it's good to go past your horizons. Yeah, like that's why, you know, like it's like I've had some discussions. Yeah, I should probably drink. I kind of like run out again. I just open this thing. It's like it's kind of hard to drink anyway. But it's just like, you know, like I've had some discussions on the internet when I'm like with someone and it's like, what are you fucking talking about? Like what, like you could like, and it's like I sometimes it's just like, are you fucking like 15 years old? Because like this sounds like the kind of like retort that I would give somebody when I was 15 years old on the internet. Because it's just like, you just said something and you don't like, and you like don't know about anything that you're talking about, but like you're dying on this hill for no reason. Because you can just say, you know, like I just didn't know what I was saying. No, you have to be right, even though like you haven't thought about it. It's just like just admit that you're wrong sometimes, you know, and that you don't know. That's another problem with the internet, where it's just like people feel the need to like always be in the right and always believe that they have all the information. Because like people are just so bombarded with information. It's just like you sort of kind of don't, you know, like just like the best thing that you can do is just like stick to what you do know is correct and you have known yourself, right? With certainty. And if somebody just sort of like doesn't want to listen to what you have to say, well, you know, like it's their problem, you know, because like the truth is going to be there regardless of like the whole echo chamber and like the whole thing. Like no matter how much they want to shield themselves from it, like the truth does, like reality, like real reality does not need your support, right? It doesn't need you to agree with it. That's why it's reality, right? Like it doesn't need you to be like, oh yeah, I'm fine with this. No, it's just there. It's just that's just the way it is, right? And once you're like, you don't feel the need to like having things like have your acceptance. It's just like, well, whatever, you know. It's just, I'll do something else. I'll try to learn something else and try to actually get it. But it's like, you know, like people don't do that, because it's just like they rather just like they'd rather just like continue to be the same way, I guess. But yeah, precisely because of that, what like the things that I want to put out when it comes to video games, and over time, you know, I also like it's not just Devil May Cry, it's just like a group of other video games that I also like a lot. But but like precisely because of that, I want my stuff to be the kind of thing where it's just like anybody can really approach it, but at the same time, it's the kind of thing that it doesn't really like pull back any punches when it comes to like actually getting down to the substance of things, right? That's probably like kind of not a good descriptor of what I'm talking about, because like it's also sort of like a general idea of how I want things to be. But you know, it's sort of like when I was talking about reality and people like talk about gatekeeping and like the need to gatekeep your communities, and sure, you don't want your community to be the kind of thing that just can't be swayed by anybody, right? By anybody that just comes around or their own profit. That's not something that you like should like let happen. But at the same time, when it comes to like things like, I know, like fighting games, it's just like we need to gatekeep fighting games and like why have you. And I'm glad that like the rollback network, like I'm glad these Japanese companies aren't put in rollback network, because more people would play fighting games if the online game was complete dick, right? Like if it just didn't work, it will be less people, right? Like we just like you go full, you know, like Unabomber, you go like full Uncle Ted, and it's just like we have to like wipe the slate clean. The Industrial Revolution was a disaster for the human race, right? Just like, no, I'm not saying that at all. I don't want that at all, right? Because I believe that like if the stuff that you're talking about is something like really like complicated, and it really like requires all of that effort, you don't need to gatekeep it. It's like, nobody gatekeeps physics, you know, like nobody's gatekeeping quantum physics, because like there's maybe like, you know, like 10 people that understands that shit really in the entire planet. You don't need to do it, because it's really that hard. Like, because like the information is out there, but most people are just not going to be able to get it, because it's really you really need that much preparation for it. When I was in college, you know, like once you're inside like a humanities college, at least in mine, you know, where it's just like it was literature, the opposite of gatekeeping happened, where it's just like oh yeah, like, you know, we're like going to talk about everything as if you knew about it, right? And it's just like, yeah, you know, read this about this book, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna read it, and then, you know, this person references this other thing, where it's just like, and this person says this thing, but let's compare it to what this other person says, and it's like you're never actually like given the full brunt of things, and it's just like there's just so much information that you need to go and read, and like actually you need to read this to read this other thing about this other thing about this other thing, and then once you understand that, maybe you can understand this other thing, right? And it's just like I fucking wish that like that they had like gatekept a little bit, and be like, you know, like this information is like kind of secret. It's kind of not for everybody, right? you're a bit too much of a peon for this. It's just like it was actually like brutal at times, where it's just like it's impossible to just keep up with like 3 classes of that. It's just like you're dead. You're actually like fucking dead. If you're studying literature in my university, it's like it was actually like just, nobody's actually like keeping up with these classes at all, because it's just impossible, right? But yeah, you know, like it's not one thing, it's not the other, right? Like it's something in the middle, where it's just like you can bridge. I want to bridge the gap between the two things. Because I think that's, when it comes to actually doing something that's culturally important, I think that's really the key. And when you like, I feel that if you like look back and look at like, I've personally always like been very I wouldn't say obsessed, but I've always had the idea of like the great writer of the past, you know, like, I mean, that's just something when like that's totally natural when you like are in literature, you know, like you have the big names, you know, everyone wants to be James Joyce, you know, because like James Joyce is like the best writer who ever lived somehow, you know, what have you. But you know, it's funny because like James Joyce in particular is really funny because like one time James Joyce's wife, I actually like have it like right here, so like it was from one of like those shitty like quotes, like like quote websites, like this Nora Barnacle, who was like James Joyce's wife, you know. And it's just like one time it's just like, why did you write books people can read? Right? Because it's just like, man, nobody can read your shit, man. Like, it's like I've read Ulysses in like in English and a little bit in Spanish. Like I've read half of it in English, and like, because I actually got the book in Spanish. It's a Spanish translation, and from what I've read of it, it's like pretty decent. Right? It's not that it's bad, but it's like, bro, like this shit's unreadable. Like it's not that it doesn't make sense, but it's just like there's too much going on, right? But you know, I think that like the truly great writers are the kind of people that can actually like make things that are just out there, you know, like Ulysses, you know, you don't need to gatekeep it. In fact, like people are like they're sort of like desperate to like get you to read it sometimes, right? But you know, like it's like that, right? Like it's just, I think it's a good thing to want to educate people and to want to, you know, show people what it is that makes things good, what it is that makes a video game good, what it is that makes music good, what makes art good, what makes movies good. But everything has just become such a treadmill, right? Like it's just every YouTube channel is just that's successful, right? It's just, I mean, not everyone, right? Like it's not everything, but like you look at something and you look at a YouTube channel and it's like, dude, like it's just like it's so overproduced sometimes, where it's just like you have such a process going on and you're in this square where like everyone knows exactly what it is that you're going to deliver, and we're more or less going to know exactly what it is that you're going to say about things, right? And you're just consistently put out more stuff, and you're just another cog. You're just another cog in the machine, right? You have gotten it down. You are now living that life, and if you ever change that direction, you're sort of screwed, right? And it's, you know, it's a pity, right? You know, like I get it, because like you really want that kind of stability, and it's a great thing that you can like get a job doing that. But to pass a certain point, you know, it just becomes fossilized, you know, it just becomes crystallized, and there's just nothing more there, right? So I want to be like the kind of person who, like, you know, just want to have it all. That's it. Like I'm the kind of person who's not satisfied with just having one single thing. You know, I just want to have the entire work for myself, right? It's like a little bit is just not enough. Churl, oh my god, Churl, thank you so much. You're a real one. Camera died mid-art recording. Oh my god. Shout out. Cheryl underscore GM. Thank you so much. Thank you, Raiders. I'm having my first ever Zatsudan, or rather just chatting. I hope your camera can like function. Heda-Chan, hello. Is that Amelia Earhart? No, in the top picture. No, that is where did I put it? That is Nora Barnacle, who was James Joyce's wife, who he loved very, very much. Fun fact about James Joyce: he was actually, wait, should I actually say that? And it just didn't charge it. But yeah, like, so true, Nora. Yeah. Why don't you write books people can read? Yeah, but like, something like is kind of infamous about James Joyce is that he had a really powerful kink, and he really liked flatulence, and he really liked his wife's gas, basically. He really liked that. That's the truth. And a certain philosopher called Slavoj Žižek, film in a Twitch chatter. Yeah, exactly. A brap. You know, the braps. That's very low bro. Of course, like James Joyce was like the greatest modernist writer ever, right? Oh boy, if this tangent continues, I'm going to like start talking about postmodernism, right? But you know, a certain philosopher called Slavoj Žižek once remarked how to him that was actually like something really commendable about them as a couple, that they could just like be so open to themselves, to each other, about just like how like weird they could get in the bedroom, right? And I agree. I 100% agree with him in that respect, where it's just like, I don't feel it's something that should be like looked at. I mean, it's kind of funny, obviously, like it is fucking funny that he was like really like that, and he like would write entire like letters to her about it, right? It's really funny. But yeah, I should probably like get more water in a second. When will I find someone to accept my amputation? I love drinking Void. Yeah. Yeah, no, Sharko did that. I'm gonna shout her out, since like she shout out. Wait, oh my god, Twitch is so complicated when it comes to like, I feel like that could be a lot better. It's just like I could just like actually search from the chat. I'm probably fucking something. Oh my god, Heda-Chan, thank you! Sharko. Shout out. She is the one who made that emote. For free. My lawyer has advised that I do not join on this conversation. Yeah. But yeah. Like, even if it's like really fucking funny that he was like really into that, it's also like something that like should be like, having like a married couple who's like really like that tight with each other is awesome. I think that's something so fucking cool. That's really cool, that like that's something that we know about. Right? And like we can make fun of it, it's fine. Like you gotta respect like the kind of like love that they have for each other. It's awesome. Right? Actually, I was thinking of like referencing Joyce for a tweet I was going to make. I'm probably still gonna make it if I remember to make it. Because I'm like, as always, I'm forgetting like 15 things that I want to make and I want to do. The actual like final chapter of Ulysses, because like most of the book is from the perspective of a single man, who's married, right? And he has a daughter. He and his wife also had a son who passed away. And basically it's just like his life in a single day, and everything that's going through his head in a very, very complicated prose style, right? And basically he has like troubles in his marriage and in his relationship, right? And basically his wife is having an affair with a certain actor, so he's a cuckold. And he's also like sort of like having an affair of himself, and he writes letters to a lady, and then he jacks off when he after reading those letters that she sends him, right? But like despite all of that stuff, and like a lot of like also like filthy stuff, like not even particularly filthy, but like just like the normal complications of everyday life in the life of a single person. The final chapter of Ulysses is from the wife's perspective, right? And the very final things that she says are yes. She's going, and I said yes, and I said yes, and I said yes I do, because she's reliving, because like this is happening while they're both sleeping. So like there's a whole theme of time passing throughout the novel, and the final chapter, since it happens when they're both sleeping, and sleep is like this like sort of timeless point in time, her vows to him when they married, she's saying yes I do, because she's reliving their marriage, them getting married, and it's this sort of like really beautiful saying yes to life, right? And saying yes to what happens to life, even if like it like has all of this like complications and things that you don't expect, and like have to stand with, and like have to be committed to. And I'm kind of sort of like starting to get sort of teary-eyed, because you know, like that's how I wanted to end this year, by some stuff like that trilogy. And yeah, so true, life is better for the setbacks and the limbs lost in the way. Yeah, exactly, right? But like that's also like sort of like a reference to Friedrich Nietzsche, and like his philosophical like idea of saying yes to life, which is like something that, like, you know, I don't really like super particularly like Nietzsche. He's interesting because like he's the kind of writer that I sort of sometimes come back to, but like I really wrestle with him, because like there's so many things that are just so stupid about him, I feel, right? It's just so like, it's just you're making problems where it could be so much easier to just not worry about so many things that you're doing. And like, you know, like there's so much like waste of energy for you and the people that read you, right? Because it's just like every time I like I read Nietzsche and he's talking about Buddhism, I just fucking cringe. Like I actually like, it was just like, please just stop talking about this. You actually don't know anything about Buddhism. We all know that, like, we know exactly the things that you read. You don't know, like you didn't have the information, but you're just talking shit about something that you don't understand. Shut the fuck up. No, this is just, stop wasting your time. Just stick to what you know you can actually talk about, okay? But regardless of that, you know, it's just there's actual value in him as a philosopher, I believe. I don't want to waste my time. Yeah, I know you do, Dougals. I know you're always going to say. So I know how you are, Dougals. Just like even when I told you, like, you don't need to like get me a wiggly, you still did it. I can't believe George left Nuna's Discord. It's like this. I can't believe how could he do it? And he also left Yoichi's Discord. It's over. It's so fucking over. We have to go to war now. Stupid fuck. You fuck Church. I hate him. Church is the person that made it, like, that made that emote. I'm also gonna like going to shout him out. Shout out. We have Church Chingus. It's the best name ever. Church Chingus. Yeah. Could have got the capitalization rate. War, yeah, let's go to war. War is change. There we go. Cool guy. He's so funny. He's such a funny guy. Is Church Filipino? Was he? No. Was he? No. That was Jack. No, that was just Jack. Church is Chinese. He's Chinese? Oh, there's your fan character in the upper bar. Yeah. I sent this to you today. What the fuck is going on with these colors? Why are we changing all the time? Yeah, that's the actual Voidant. Yeah, I really, Church is Chinese. Wow. I don't know where I got that he was Filipino from. Cause like he's I think he's like living in California right now, right? Like, how? I guess, you know, I don't have any problems with Chinese people. You say he's Chinese like every other day. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, dude, look, Dougals. Yeah, he's in Cali. Look, Dougals. Like I've had at least 2 people. Why the fuck are you subscribing? What? Why did you subscribe? Why? Doing that thing, but okay. Okay, but this is not going to show up. I'm sorry, but like it needs to be a very specific size, and I never resized it for fucking Twitch. I'll probably have to make a badge later. But you didn't even remember what my ethnicity is, and I tell everyone I've never actually. No, I didn't. I don't know. I've never heard you say it. I guess you're American, but I'm not. I don't know. But listen, like I've told some people, it's okay. No, I actually have never. I would actually remember. You don't. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You're funny. You know. You're really funny, Dougals. Yeah, I've actually like told a couple people like 3 times that I'm Argentinian. Void remembers, Void cares a lot. I do fucking care a lot, believe it or not. Like it's just, I'm just messing with you. Thank you. He does care a lot. I do care a lot. I'm sorry. He's so nice. Shut up. What else? What was I saying? Yeah, I keep telling people that I'm from Argentina, and like they keep forgetting for some reason. I don't know, they hate me, I guess. I did retweet this. I'm pretty sure that like, where was it? Chin? No, it was Renata that made like that art of Chin. Oh, I have so many like clips. Yeah, here it is. Death to Argentina. Yeah. I don't think that Sheen made this for me. Wait, what is it? What the fuck? What the fuck? That just showed up and then didn't. There it is. What? Hello? Where are you? Okay, whatever. Who cares? But yeah. Renata that makes like this art, and I'm fucking certain that she did it because of me. Of like chain burning the flag of my country. I just put VX because like I'm so used to it to like for fucking Discord, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. But like I'm 100% sure that like Chain like has said that because of me. And because he doesn't know what the fucking Arctic is. That's fucking hilarious. He doesn't actually know that the Arctic isn't a fucking continent. It was such a funny fucking discussion, dude. This is just like... Some of them, like the blind sides people have are actually like pretty funny. You know, and I don't really like, I don't feel like I'm not the kind of person who's like, oh yeah, you totally have to know. It's just like, I just find it kind of cute, right? It's just like, if you don't know, it's fine, right? So simply not like having information doesn't make you stupid. That's something that people like really don't understand sometimes. Like, both the people who like call others stupids and people who feel stupid, sometimes not having the information is not, like, it's not your fault, right? Not being educated is not your fault. I mean, if you can do something and you refuse to get educated, then it's your fault. But if you didn't get educated growing up, it's not your fault, right? Yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, writing and editing. Yeah, editing is such an actual hurdle. Like, editing is probably even harder than writing is. And I actually have to like get good editing software. That's also one of the reasons why I've recently like just like put out like so many Strive clips, because like I just wanted to like be in, like, get it to my brain that I can like just like put out clips of things. Like, it's not even like, I don't even think that they're like that good or whatever, but like Strive has like a rewatch function for all any fight that you like have online. That's fine, sure. So like I can just like freely like grab some of the rounds in the game and just repost them and just like record it through OBS and it's just like put them out on the internet. And it's just like, it's content, you know. I know it's like not the best thing ever. It doesn't need to be. Like, the real objective here is for me to just like have it in my head that I can just like put out clips, and that is something that I want to do, and just like actually going out there and like trying to deal with editing software. It's very, very simple. Like, it's not anything complicated, right? And it could be doing so much more, but like, it's just like, I just want to get in the habit to be like, you know, yeah, you know, like, oh, I have an idea and I have a clip that I want to make. I can just do it, you know, like, it's just in my brain that I can just do it, right? That's the real purpose of that, because like editing takes so much time, actually. Like, it's actually like, it's something that like, and the faster that you can make it, the edits, the better. You know, I also have like so much footage recorded for a bunch of stuff, but I just gotta get around doing so many of these things, which is why especially the second to last point, better organization, is like probably the thing that I really have to get down, because like that's really what's going to save me to be like. And again, that goes back to what I was saying a while ago, where it's just like, I can't look at myself without like having actual like dysphoria, like actual dysphoria. Like, it's not even like it's not even that I feel that I am like ugly, or that my voice sounds bad, or that my writing is bad, or that like the things that I do are bad. It's not a matter of like quality. It's just like I find it so hard to just look at myself from a third point perspective sometimes. It's just it's really, really hard for me to do. And getting schedules down, not just when it comes to, because like the streaming schedules are like the easiest schedules that I have. Because like, once I have this, like, sometimes they're kind of a necessity for me, where it's just like I have the schedule, I can stream, right? Which is stupid. Like, just like you have the schedule because you're going to stream, but no, because my brain is fucked. I can stream because I have the schedule, right? Because like if I didn't have the schedule, you know, like my brain wouldn't like
start like put everything in blocks and like be capable of like actually remind myself constantly like today you're going to stream, and like you're going to like wire your entire day around that. And that's also another thing that I don't want to do anymore, you know, like don't sacrifice my life, because it's just like I want to be capable of streaming and for it to not be the only thing that I do that day, because that's happened so much this year, right? Where it's just like I'm streaming, I can do anything, and it's just like, yeah, you can. You absolutely can. You have like, you stream for like 4 hours at most, maybe 5, right? Right? 3, usually 3, 4, perhaps at most 5, right? That's the time slot. You have the rest of the fucking day. You know, maybe you'll sleep 7, 8, 9 hours. You have the rest of the day to actually do things. So like, I want to do things with my life, whether it's like just like writing, editing, just making art, just like doing things. I want to make a Discord. I know like the like church, like me and Cheryl sometimes like talked about like Discords and stuff, and it's just like how many of the Discords are just like sort of like kind of the same thing but like for somebody else. And so like I've been thinking about like maybe how can I do this where it's just like not too boring, but I also can like do the things that I want to do, because like I need somewhere where I can just be autistic, okay? Like I need somewhere where I can just be like this is my house. If you don't like it here, get out, right? If you don't like what the things that I'm doing, then you can just get out, right? This is my place, right? And I can just say maybe not whatever I want to say, but the things that I like that are my things for me to say, right? And that's part of the reason why I want to like have a Discord. But like that's another thing that it's just like I gotta like, I mean, probably most likely at the very start it's just like, I mean, I've like some of the people who are here already, you know, I'll contact directly, and I won't make it public immediately. It'll be public eventually, but like I want to do it because like that's another thing that I just like want to have, right? Or like to notify people and to like just have a better way to like just contact people, because like Twitter is not good. Like it's just not good if you just want to put out information about yourself, because it's just like such a barrage of things in Twitter. It's very hard to like be found through that. So it's like, yeah, like that's another thing. But it's like, again, it's another thing on my back for me to think about, for me to like consider, and for me to maintain. And maintenance is really the game, right? Because like as a VTuber, you're not running a single race, right? You're running a marathon, right? You're running a whole career, which is like going to be a whole thing. And that's a societal problem. That's not just a VTuber problem, you know? It's like everyone is just like, you gotta go get your like, you gotta get your degree immediately, because like then you can actually do shit. No, that's not how it works. Like you have to establish an entire life on this planet Earth, right? But nobody thinks that way, right? Nobody actually like look at things that way, because we're stupid, basically. Like that's basically it, you know? Because human beings are very, very silly, and we like to take shortcuts, and we like to just like get things immediately. But that's just not how it works. I was like I always half remember a joke, which was like these sort of like all time, you know, like is the record over? No. But it was a joke about like this Indian chieftain and like how he thought the white man was silly, right? And he was like, the white man is the only one who could believe that by cutting a piece of a cloth
and then sticking it on the other side of the cloth, you have made the cloth longer, right? And like that's fucking silly as shit, and it's just a bad kind of like a bad old joke. But man, like some people do fucking think like that. Like it's like you really do you find people who like think that you can actually do that kind of stuff, and it's like bro, like you're just like taking a bucket of water and like putting it in, you know, like one of those old like Three Stooges like sketches where it's just like he's like someone is digging a grave and just throwing it into someone else's hole. That's so much of human society is like that. It's great. It's like it's fucking wonderful, you know. But yeah, what was I saying? Don't sacrifice yourself, you know. Yeah, like it's organization, you know. Like I need the courage to just look at myself, you know. That's done was like, you know, like part of that where it's just like I still like really haven't like sat down and just like looked at what I have done myself, and like I don't know if when I do that like this year as a VTuber, and like I don't know if when I do that I'm going to like be horrified or just cry in happiness, you know. Like it's just like there's just so much that I don't know, it's hard for me to process things, right? Because it's like, you know, like I wanted by the end of the year I was like, you know, I really wanted to like say that I could finish 50 games on stream. That's one of the things that I wanted to say, right? It's just like I didn't have that as an objective when I like at any point, right? It was just something that I was thinking about like by the end of this year, and I just like looked at my YouTube channel and I'm like, how many games have I played like to completion from start to finish on stream? And I was just like making a list. It's just like, oh, it's about 50. It's just like that's a good number. Because it's just like, you know, that's like a game a week. Like I finished about a game a week this year. That's it. And like none of course like many of those games were not short. Like most of them were like mid-length, let's say. But I was really steady. And like especially at the beginning, you know, I didn't really have a schedule to speak of for like about like maybe 2 months or something like that. But I consistency is really something really good to have. Consistency is the kind of thing where it's just like you don't see it, right? You don't see it in the moment, but consistency in doing things is the kind of thing that really saves you, because it's just it really will get you where you need to go, right? It's like a ship, you know, like a ship. It doesn't matter if the ship is going really slowly, right? So long as it never really stops, right? So long as it always goes in the same direction and it's always moving, even when it's not moving. When it's not moving, it's making repairs, right? So long as you're always moving, even if it feels like you're moving slowly, once you like, if you just keep it up, the increment is just going to show up one day, right? It's just because like that's just how it works. That's just the simplest. It's the simplest thing that you can like actually like think about, because like that's just such an obvious thing. But like people like we don't think that way, you know. Like everyone just wants the magic wand, you know, magic wand. Where was it? There's this quote that I also really like from this philosopher. Oh my god. Here it is. If there is no dull and determined effort, there will be no brilliant achievement. That was said supposedly by that man, a certain man called Shinsa. Your ad is about to start. Fuck you. What do you mean my ad is about to start? I hate you, Twitch. What's wrong with you? I know that you can make people give me money, but like not like this. Layer 1 up. What? About Layer 1 updated. But yeah. And it's really funny because like when is it going to start? Did it already start? Can already tell me has the ad started? Started. Because it not, but it's really funny. That's another thing, you know, that this philosopher. I actually read like the book of Shinsa that that is attributed to him. But I originally was interested in that book because of the anime and rather light novel series. That break starts in four. Okay, I'll talk about this in a second. What will I do when I while the ad is going on? Let's chat right here. You know, I actually really like chatting with people in a chat. Let's chat here. I love you. I love you. Whoa. Whoa. Oh man. But anyway, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. No, don't take my community Twitch. No, don't take them from me. Give them back. No. Oh wait, it actually. Holy fuck! It actually. Oh my god. So, I don't know how long that fucking ad was, but as I was saying, I really like this quote here. If there is no dull and determined effort, there will be no brilliant achievement. Right? And that was said by a certain person, a Chinese philosopher called Shinsa, who I originally read. I read the book that was attributed to him, and I got interested in that because of Monogatari, which is an anime, technically also manga, and light novel series, which I like. I'm very like sort of split with Monogatari. There are some things that I really love about it, but there are some things which are just like it's kind of not good, right? But it's Shinsa is actually referenced in what's probably like one of my favorite exchanges in the anime, which is at the end of Nisei Monogatari, where he's referenced as having said that he believed that human nature is bad, but that's not exactly what he said. But he believed that human nature is bad, and therefore, if a person does good, it's because they were trying to intentionally do good. They were trying to they were intentionally trying to do good, which was against their nature, right? And therefore goodness is a form of hypocrisy, in a certain sense, right? It's a form of fakeness. It's something that is created by humans, and it's not really natural. To be more like precise, what Shinsa did say was that human dispositions are pretty much not necessarily evil. It's more like they are chaotic, right? You just like
it's like they're more or less like sort of out there, and they're sort of random, and like you can't really. Oh, my cat wants to get out. 1 second. You can't really like rely on them for a harmonious society to work. Because, well, like, it just, like, nature just sort of happens, right? Like, it's not like there's no big plan. According to himself, you know, like, natural talents, natural dispositions are all like determined by heaven. That is to say, basically by God, or by just pure fate, right? There's like no like greater logic. It's just like it's the way it is, right? But it was actually like a really interesting book to read, and despite the fact that I like don't remember everything about it, it really actually did impact me quite a bit. Because it's the kind of thing where it's just like Shunsa is from a branch of Chinese philosophy, or like just like thought that is often not like looked at very fondly, especially in the West, because like it's Confucianism is like very conservative and everything, right? But at the same time, there's so much humanity that you know, like in someone like Shinsa, which is just like, you know, like there are passages in the book where it's just like he's just like saying the most logical thing, like the most obvious thing that you will think about, like, but it's just like at the same time it's just like people like wouldn't like you wouldn't like recognize nowadays, where it's just like one of the most important, like one of the like things that he said that impacted me the most, where it's just like, you know, like that people, if somebody dies, you just like people just need time to mourn, right? Like it's just like, yeah, like that's just how it is, right? And what he said was that, you know, like in the same way that like we make this whole like jungle fatigue macroblank, there's more macroblank, just give me more macroblank. In the same way that we're like we have like all these considerations about children when they're about to be born, it's perfectly natural for us to just like, you know, like put life at a stop when someone's about to die, or after the moment they die, right? But in our society, in our modern life, that's something that we just like put away, right? Like it's just like you don't want to hear it. No one wants to go to a funeral nowadays, you know. Even like no one wants to be there when people are like crying and like they're having actually tough times, and that's what leads to like people just like feeling that they're like living such hollow lives, really, I think. It's like you're just like not committing to anything in your life, and you're just being like, oh yeah, you know, like, oh, I don't want to be like there when people cry, you know, because it's just like that'd be kind of awkward. That's kind of cringe, bro. You know, like your mom died, you're crying. It's just like, that's kind of makes me feel weird. It's just like, yeah, dude, like that's gonna change their lives. You know, that's gonna change their life. You know, like that's something that doesn't happen every day. You know, you can't always like be like safe. Oh my fucking god! Why are you people rating me today? Christmas was last week. What the fuck? Hi, Chin. I talked about you so much. You have no idea. You're like my best friend. Chin raid for the win. Hello, Three Motions. Hello. Oh, Duda Taurus. How are you doing? Blue Slime. I'll have to watch the VOD. Hello, Whiplash.
So many first times. Oh, hi Sway. Hi Sway Health. How are you doing? Gay or rad? Stop calling him gay. He's not gay. You can't just say that because Lava wants to make him gay. He's not like she's not going to fucking hypnotize him to be gay. Leave him alone. Polybius Nova. Hi Polybius. How are you doing? It's nice to see you here, dude. Sheen is too straight. Yo, another streamer that can't say my name. Well, I'm sorry, Spy Hilde. What the fuck? Oh wow, I'm sorry. Tell me what you're like. Fucking put your fucking name in the IPA, bitch. I'll fucking read it. Come on, do it. Doing okay. Nice to see you. Hi. Yeah, I was just basically talking about like my life as a VTuber. Swan Hilde. Hi Shaggy, how are you doing? Or is it Saggy? Wow, it's another person who's just like, wow, you're not like saying my name correctly. I'm sorry, dude. If I am, stop. You literally am correct. Shut the. What the fuck are you saying? What? You did what? Oh my god. You can't say my name wrong. Okay. Then I'll call you Shedje. Shag. Thank you also to Towers for the follow. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for your soul. Oh, that shit. Oh, I fucking got it. Thank you. Okay, I need to write that down. Okay, somewhere. Your soul is mine. Like the fucking Shansung moment. Because I had been thinking about what the fuck. Because like I don't currently like the thing that pops out when someone like subs. Seigi. Yeah, bully him more. Like I'm going to like get the Shansung clip. Your soul is mine. It's so funny. I'm gonna actually gonna have to like just record the Mortal Kombat. Hello, thank you. Let me actually follow you back. I don't know why I haven't followed you back. It's like I've actually like some sort of like whatchamacallit, like lurked on some of your streams sometimes. So it's mine, yeah. This one. Like I keep thinking about like this is such a funny moment. Such a big name. Yeah. I was like close to wrapping up, more or less. Yeah, I was just talking about like my nerd shit and how an anime got me to read a Chinese philosopher. 125 followers. Wow, that's such a round number. Oh my god. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm just like fucking Neo from the Matrix, right? There's just like, oh, I see all the numbers because I have these like cool fucking shades. It's just like, yeah, I'm number man. Was the philosopher any good? Yeah, actually, he was actually pretty good, and I really liked it. And it's just like, you know, as I was saying, you know, like Shinsa and like Confucianism in itself, like that's like this humanity and this down to earthness to it that is just that most other philosophy just doesn't have, where it's just like, you know, like, yeah, it's sort of like it's good to have a family, you know, like it's good to like have someone to teach you about life, right? It's good to it's good to, you know, like have that like rituals is like a term that is like part of like the lingo in regards to like there's a Chinese term that's just like, I don't know, like I think was Li or was it Ri? No, Ru. Was it Ru? Because it's sometimes called Ruism. Confucianism, Ru classicism, Ru school of thought, Ru studies, yeah.
Because like then you actually like have to go through all the annotations of like what the fuck, like specifically the word Ru means to the ancient Chinese. Like that's also like the kind of thing that like this happens whenever you're whenever you're like dealing something that's just sort of happens. Like it's just like, oh yeah, like this specific thing said by Homer in the Odyssey is a word that's now words like found maybe in like one piece of text somewhere else, and we don't know exactly what it means. So like we have to like make like 5 books about it, and then we like there's scholarly agreement on this thing, right? Holy shit, it's 4 in the fucking morning. Wow. Damn, that's probably like the latest. No, that's not true at all. What the fuck? Like I streamed until like fucking 7 when I was like streaming Metal Gear Rising. I almost died that stream. It was so taxing. It's only 1 AM here. Jeez, yeah, no, I live in South America, dude. What I'm sorry, right? That's all. You know, Chin wants to destroy my country, and I agree. But yeah, basically, apology accepted. Yeah, you're welcome. Basically, I don't know no more. I don't know more. I don't know who I am. I'm a dude. I'm a dude. Played a dude. Played another dude. Ah, man. Oh yeah, that's something that I skipped over. That I actually didn't raid, which is that I wanted to network farther. It's like I know a couple of the people that came with the raid because I've just seen you guys around. Like Gunpei was here early, and like I basically know all of you guys, and I've like talked to you so many times. I appreciate that. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, oh my god, my friends are so boring. I'm so bored of seeing the same people all the time. It's like, nah, that's not it at all. Like I don't really get tired of people. You know, like I don't really. Most of the time, it's just like not really like, oh, I find this person boring. It's just like, nah, not really. Like if I don't want to interact with people, I just don't, right? Because I have a schizoid personality, so I don't feel lonely, basically, right? But like I don't want to be like, it's not that I don't like the people I'm with, but like as a VTuber you have to network, right? And it's just like that's the name of the game, you know. It's just like you gotta go out there, right? It's just like you gotta go out there and just like talk to people who you don't know them, and they don't know you, and then you know nothing about them, and you know it's just like be brave, VTuber. Like be an extrovert. Be so, you know, just charm people with a single chat. You know, man. Life is funny. Life is really funny. But I'm having a good time now. I'm actually really having a good time for once in my life, and that's something I don't tell people enough. I feel, which I should, but it's kind of corny to say it, right? Where it's corny to say, hey, like I'm probably having the best moments of my life with no pressure, of course, no pressure at all. It's really, you know, like it's kind of slightly hard to admit that, you know, I've had many things happen to me this year that have been very heavy. At the same time, this is probably the best year of my life. Like this is actually like I haven't been, at least since I was an actual like really young child. This is probably like being just generally the happiest I've ever been. I feel the same way, dude. That's the best feeling you can have, to be honest. Yeah, And I'm happy to be happy, you know. I'm happy to like be out of like the time where I was just like, where I felt that I was like a piece of, I just felt like a block of soil, you know. It's just like I just felt like a rock, like I was a living rock, you know. Like it's good to finally be out of that, because it's not good. Like it's just not good to be that way, and I hope that I can make other people happy too. Like that's really what I am here for, right? Like believe it or not, it's just like it's the kind of thing that like everybody sort of says at one point or another. Like it probably feels sort of hollow to say it, but it's the truth, you know. Like that's really my goal as an individual in life. It's just to like see that my presence in the world has made people happier, you know. Like all of these things, just like all of these goals, just like the general stuff, the specific stuff, everything is just like for me to like be able to do that, just like be a better human being, and to just like give things to the world, and to see other people be happy because of that. That's really it. That's really all I'm looking for. Oh my god, Whiplash, like you followed after that. Oh my god, shut up. Shut up. You're gonna make me cry. I've already cried way too much in my life, you know. Like I used to cry a lot when I was in my early 20s. I would just cry all night. It's just like, it's crazy. You know what's really funny? My eyes change color when my eyes change color when I cry too much. And like I have like really like light brown eyes. Rather, they're actually hazel more than like brown. How on earth? Yeah, cause like they're just like this. Rerolls I run a number to disable them. What are you talking about? But yeah, if I cry like really hard, my eyes will actually like go from hazel to actually green. Because like I'm the only one of my siblings that doesn't have like clear, like actually green or like blue eyes. My mom also has them, and my grandparents are like from like northern Spain, and like my granddad from my dad's side was like from Eastern Europe. So like my dad's sister also like has blue eyes. My cousin, my male cousin, was like her son like is just like actually like blonde, blue-eyed. My cousins from like more far removed are all like fucking blonde. I'm like the darkest people in like my family from that side of the family are when it just this time to bully Void, you know. I'm pretty strong, believe it or not. But like the darkest people in my family are my dad and me. Like and I'm like not even that dark, right? From that side of the family. But yeah, but like when I do cry, my eyes change color. So you know, I'm actually pretty strong when I think about it emotionally. It's just because like I put myself through a lot of trauma just for no reason at all when I was younger. It's just like, yeah, I can take it. I can tank that shit. Just like, yeah. Existentialism, yes. I can do it. I can, you know, I can fight with the existential void of existence itself, and be like, yeah, you know, like I don't care that we live in a small universe and I'm a speck of dust. I am more important than the entire world. I don't care. I'm gonna suffer. I was so young. I was young and stupid back then. I'm still, and I'm you know, I'm still pretty stupid, but I'm not that young anymore. People are constantly like, "Oh, you're still young. You're still young. You're only like 30 something." It's just like, okay, no, I'm not. Come on, don't fucking lie to me. There's still need. Like, I mean, it's not like if I had my youth back, I would like do something with it. Like, I already wasted it once. Like, it probably just happened again. I mean, I'm being a VTuber right now. Like, hello, like. I don't make good decisions, even if I try. But yeah, I don't think I really have a lot else to talk about, at least for today. This accident has actually been like kind of like a big, huge success. Fish mover. If you make enough bad decisions, one of them will end up being genius. Yes, exactly. Believe it or not, yes, it's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, what else am I going to do today? So yeah, what do you guys want me to raid into? Because I'm about to raid. It's almost been 4 hours, and it's 4 in the fucking morning. Holy shit! Like, I'm probably not going to go to sleep immediately, but like I should go to sleep. But would you rather have me raid somebody who's like, let's say just chatting, an RPG? Or a Warhammer game? Let's see. I'm leaving it up to you guys. Just like whoever says anything, we'll go with that. So like just say it now. Chad, like interact, Chad. Everyone talks about like how being a VTuber is like, oh my god, there's so much interaction, but nobody, there's like 11 people among us. No, fuck you. No, shut the fuck up. No, I am not going to salty bets. What salty bets? Perfumist. Hey, when did you get me? Salty bets. Wait, salty bets is on Twitch, is it? Holy shit, I didn't know. Wait, how does salty bet actually work? Wizard. Oh, Wizard. Oh, is Wizard actually like Lethal Company? Streams through Twitch, but the bets are external. Oh, he is. Okay, yeah, let's go with Wizard. Let's go with Wizard. It streams through Twitch. Okay, raid Wizard. Because I never raided Wizard, and I wanted to raid somebody new. So yeah. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you everyone for the raids. Thank you everybody for this year. This has been the best year in my life. I love you guys. Even if like you're just the first like this is the first time you've been here, or like I've barely talked to you or whatever. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Like I'll see you next year. It's already next year. Can you believe that? Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful 2024. If 2023 wasn't good for you, it wasn't good for me at times either, but I hope next year gets you better, because you deserve it. You're great, and I'll see you. Hopefully we'll see each other same Void time. No, that's a total lie, but it's gonna be the same Void Room channel. Thank you guys. Bye bye.